Hey everybody, welcome. Happy Monday evening. It is the chat show, Jiminy Flip It style. Hope everybody's doing well. I saw that Dawn has arrived, so festivities may commence. Thank you, Dawn, for announcing your arrival. It's definitely a better chat for that reason. When more people come in, I'm going to bring up a statement. I'm going to say something that'll probably send shivers down most people's spines in this group as Mrs. Flip It tiptoes down the staircase.
Hi, everybody.
I just went on like
Does
2
everybody
seconds ago.
know it's the baby's birthday?
That's right. Well, Dawn's here, so.
Hi, Dawn. It's Sherlock's birthday today.
The big 7, Sherlock's 7th birthday, everybody.
Say hi.
He's a good boy. Is a mommy home? Yay. He's looking at himself. All right. The excitement's overwhelming.
It is.
Hey, CJ, how you doing? Welcome to the show.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. Happy birthday. Hey, CJ, how you doing? Sorry, we had to get that out of the way. Yes, Sherlock's 7th birthday today already. My goodness. Time goes fast. Dawn, please. Hi. Emma Ellie Mom 1. Thank you very much. Welcome to the show. I hope I pronounced that correctly. I'm trying to see if am I mistaken it. Emma Ellie? Emma Ellie 1. Mom 1. Welcome. Great to have you. Don't shush her away, man. Come on. Hey, Kim, how you doing? Yep, it is the Sherlock's birthday, 7th birthday. Thank you, Allie. Thank you.
Look at all the love.
Yes. She is omnipresent, especially when she's conscious. You know, when she's napping, the omnipresence is put on hold temporarily, but you think so? It could be a battle. Oh, your twins' names. There you go. So it's Emma and Ellie. E-L-L-Y. Beautiful names. Welcome to the show. You're sitting there whispering to them. I'm like, what? It's a professional broadcast here. What are you doing?
It's Dawn. Dawn's on.
Dawn's on.
How professional could you get?
What's up, Mark? How you doing? Welcome to the show. This is obviously the rehearsal. I didn't realize I hit the live button. No, I'm not kidding. Welcome, everybody. Omnipotent. Ooh. This is true. Hey, Jeff. Yeah, we've already gone through that. Sherlock. No, actually, Watson was a thought, too. Potentially, Watson could be, many, many, many decades from now when Sherlock is no longer with us. We might be going Watson. Or we also discussed the fact, the possibility of just concluding, again, God forbid, and we get a new puppy one day. He might just be Sherlock, or she might, it would be a he. Sherlock as well. Just continue the name in perpetuity. Hey, Joe, how you doing? Sorry to be so cheesy, but, to me, that's one of the silliest things on YouTube when you break out the cat, the dog. I mean, I know it's an age-old trick, and I swear to you, I'm not doing it for a trick. My wife just kept insisting, basically, that we show off Sherlock. And people like Omnipresent Dawn, who's been begging to see this canine. So now, and being his birthday, I figured, all right, we'll get it out of the way really quickly and kick the show off. Yeah, he really is adorable. Thank you. Yep, he's called a teddy bear dog. The breed is known as a teddy bear dog. My wife and I were sitting in the Washington, D.C. area. We were visiting some friends at an Einstein Bagels, ironically. I remember sitting outside, summertime, enjoying an Einstein bagel. And a dog of the same breed as what now is Sherlock walked by. My wife, the jaw hit the floor. She's like, oh, my God, what is that? And so she asked the woman, and she told her all about the breed. We went home, and it's going to sound terrible. We ordered him. He's almost like a designer dog, honestly. And he was born in Seattle, Washington, which is about as far away from where we live as one can be within the continental United States. And we found a breeder out in Seattle that has this, amazing reputation. And Sherlock was born today, and he was trained, which is what the breeder does. She trains all the puppies really, really well. And then he was sent to us we still have the cart, via airmail. He was sent across country on a plane, and we picked him up in December, which was like a week before we moved into the home we moved into. So it's a big, they say lucky 7, right? 7 years ago, Sherlock was born, and then in a couple of months, we'll already be in this place for 7 years, which is remarkable. Well, there's more than you ever cared to know about my dog. Bird. Now, Dawn loves birds, I heard. The trick works. We all want puppies. Yeah, I know. Irene, there you go. Anyway, welcome to the show, everybody. What I was going to say was, and I guess I could bring this up now. We got Mark in here. Hopefully Kelly comes in. He might be watching and just listening. But the statement I want to open the show with, outside of the whole Sherlock thing, is I am out of postcards. I said it. I know I guarantee it's like nails on a chalkboard for some of you out there. I am out of postcards. To that end, I went on eBay last night, and something I haven't done before, I don't think. I might have done it once before, but never like this. I got a lot of 500 on eBay. Did a little research, best efforts. I know a decent portion are probably going to be junk, but they look pretty good. I got them for what worked out to be 26 cents per. I didn't incorporate the shipping price, which I really should, but let's just call it 30 cents a piece with the shipping and everything factored in, and the taxes and all that nonsense. So after hopefully by Thursday we'll remedy this situation, but if you see me jittering and shaking and spazzing out a little bit, it could be because I have from now, which is Monday, until Thursday, completely postcardless. Now I will tell you, tomorrow night Popeye will be doing his whatnot. I'm definitely going to be there with bells on, but that still doesn't remedy. I mean, it gets you over the hump a little bit because you get to experience the postcard whatnot experience, the environment. But I'm still not going to have them in hand. I have nothing to throw into the scanner. It's a very odd feeling. I feel quite empty. I really do. So I said it again. It's like Postcard Anonymous, right? I am Marty, and I have no postcards. It's a devastating feeling. I knew it would. I never had a lot to begin with. The total wound up being I just checked before. I have 400 and something listed right now, and I probably sold about 20 maybe so far. Excuse me. So more on the way. The rescue unit is on the way, but it's going to be a few really rough days, completely postcardless. And really short of going out, which I might do too, because I'm telling you, I'm going to get desperate. Maybe I'll just try to find some places around me, walk into little antique shops and stuff I haven't been in. There's a handful of them fairly local to me that I've never walked in. So maybe I'll walk in, give a quick gander, and see if they have any postcards. Everybody's heard about the bird, Dawn. Are you serious, man? Yeah, but didn't you say you purposely put like a little you went on hiatus with the cards, right? For buying for a little bit. I think you mentioned that. Can't spare a square. That's pretty fun. It's another t-shirt, Mark. It's another t-shirt. Yeah, they probably do. Welcome, Ansley. On that happy note, that's actually very, very smart. I like that approach. It's almost a self-imposed punishment, right? Get rid of this, and then I will treat myself to some more postcards. I kind of dig that whole philosophy. I will, Mark. But right now, it's a very odd world I'm living in. I listed the very, very. I'm talking bottom of the barrel. The last, I don't know. Probably see in my store, probably like 10 or something today, and that's it. I have no more to list. Done. Done. Hey, Kelly. Well, before you started getting into it anyway, right? Welcome to the show. I figured that would get your attention. But again, I know I picked up the 500. It says 500 plus, so we'll see what it actually amounts to. Kelly and I were talking, and I absolutely will be counting every single card that arrives. And it's supposed to be here Thursday. And we'll see what happens. But you figure with the 500 plus, let's call it 550. I have no idea. It might be 503. But whatever. Another 500. I'll get close to my first. That'll be just about my first 1,000. Very close to my first 1,000. So pretty cool. Hopefully the first 1,000 of many, many thousand. And away we go. Hey, Jay Smith. Did you really? Cool. Recently? My first and only show is next month in November. We're going to Popeye's going to be there, York, Pennsylvania. So we'll see what happens. I'll definitely have a full report. And that sounds like video material. What do you think for YouTube? Two of us meandering around a giant. I wonder where they have it. Like, what's the physical location? I have no idea. We'll find out when I get there. Basically, you just add into postcards so you make room to buy more. There you go. Yeah. Clear out the other junk so you can make room, right? It seriously is a good idea. Like we joked about this the other day. Remember I said about the pause button or whatever, and everybody's like, "What are you mad? Pause? What are you saying?" But yeah, sometimes that is a good idea to just clear the decks, like Matt said. Make some room, get rid of some of the other quote unquote junk, and make room for some more postcards. I have my system in place. I have the Sterilite boxes. I have tons of those dividers. I'm ready to roll. I have tons and tons and tons of the little cases, little plastic cases to put them in. So I'm golden. Now I just need cards to put into them. Antique store, you will pay up. Oh, yeah, okay. I'm sure that's very true, Mark. I got to find a place. Kelly and I talked about this on Friday, I think it was, or something. And he had said that he was sort of in a similar boat, I think. Don't correct me if I'm wrong, Kelly, but you found a place that you had passed by 100 times, not realizing it was like a haven for postcards. And he said he finally made an appearance. He's like, oh, man, this is now my new place I go to all the time. I'm hoping that maybe there's some places around me like that, because I do pass. My wife and I go out on weekends all the time, usually to estate sales. And in heading towards these estate sales, we'll see those little mom and pop type antique shows. I wish antique malls and little shops and stuff. And who knows what lies within. Maybe we'll make a quick stop and see what's going on. You do have a lot of international, yes. And didn't you just put a bunch of those up in a lot or something? I think when I was searching for my lot yesterday on eBay, I'm like, I'm going to get myself a lot of postcards. It's got to be done. And I think you popped up with like a stack of international and continental size or something like that, a big old lot. Yeah, I can always go back. I know it's not like I have nothing to do. That's for sure. I definitely have material to list. I just don't have the postcard thing. And when you're in the early stages of a major addiction, it's tough to be without them. So we'll have to pick up. I have 500 guaranteed coming. I'm sure I will pick up some tomorrow night on Popeyes. But again, it's not going to get here for a period of days. That is my dilemma. To know that they're on the way is maybe a little bit of a relief, but not having them physically to scan and play around with and research is going to be tough. And I did also subscribe. I got a subscription to WorthPoint yesterday. I had WorthPoint for a while, but I had that free version, and they had like you could do a trial, but it was a joke. It was like 7 days or 7 lookups, whatever comes first. And obviously 7 lookups would be like in the first 10 minutes. So I just forked up the $25-26, whatever it is. So now I have WorthPoint because I did see a few people use it. It's a great tool. It's another tool. That's all. And I don't mind I consider those kind of things investments when you sign up for websites, memberships to certain sites that aid you, like this listing tool I'm using right now. I'm still on a free trial through October, basically. And I like it. And I love the fact that they give you the full featured version to play with. It's not limited like the, Worthopedia, it's actually called on WorthPoint, the selection that I picked. 7 lookups. Come on. So really psyched. A York get together. Hey Jim, how you doing? Yeah, we're definitely gonna get together. Popeye and I definitely are, and we'll see if anybody else. I know Kelly was talking about it, but he was saying it's a very long ride, and he'd have to spend a boatload of money, and he's not sure if he's going to be in a situation to do that in just a month. But whatever. If anybody is around in the Northeast, I guess York, Pennsylvania next month. It's like middle of November, I believe. You spent $150 at a store on Friday and got some good finds. Yeah, cool. A store, what kind of I don't want you to reveal your locations, but it's not an antique mall, I guess, huh? You have 2 lots of Continentals. Cool. Yeah, I saw your name pop up, and I was like, he's trying to offload stuff. Also, I have been working on item specifics, everything listed. Wow. Yeah, see, I'm going the other way where I had 0 for eons. Now I have whatever I listed, 400 something, where it says recommended, because I'm doing the no specific route with the postcard thing, which again really does expedite listing. It becomes laughable, 2 pictures, a title, next, and it's very simple to list them. My other thing that I committed to last week, I believe, was I wanted to make sure that by Halloween, which is exactly 3 weeks from tonight, that I would get to my 4,000th listing, and I'm at 34. Hold on, give you live reports. Why not? Something to talk about. 3411 right now as we speak tonight. At the beginning of the show, hopefully something sells, and if it does, I'll be sure to we'll post a sale, and hopefully you guys get some sales while watching and listening. Always seems to we get good karma on this show. I just got another positive feedback. That's kind of cool. Excellent, super fast service. One of my postcards I like, it said, great old postcard. Thanks. So, yeah, what is it? What I said, 3411. So I only have but it's not that much when you, I could easily do, once I get my hands on them again, that 500, I want them up. I want them up in like a couple of days. So right there, that should take me to like 3,900. You know, I should easily eclipse that goal of 4,000 by Halloween, which is just 3 weeks away, by the way. I think I mentioned that already. Next Saturday's video is on the nastiest photo album you've ever bought. It's ugly, but some good cause. Oh, yeah? Did you have to put on gloves or something to weed through that thing? I wouldn't want to touch a nasty-looking album. You have to plan ahead. Absolutely. Stockpile, man. That's what I'm doing. That's Kelly's approach. I'm sure that's what Popeye did for years and years. I need to stockpile cards. I just want to I want them on hand. Lots and lots and lots of them. Because now that I have this tool to list them quickly and this new philosophy about blowing off the specifics, which seems to have absolutely no bearing. So kudos to everybody who said that. I think you're absolutely right. Again, I'm just talking about postcards. I'm not blowing off specifics on everything. You can't. There's a whole bunch of categories where you have to put some kind of a specific in there, but not postcards. So good title, nice quality scans, put them in topographical, non-topographical, and away you go. You know, it's pretty simple. Hey, Daniel Wiley, how you doing? What he said. What's going on? No, please, yeah, if you have a minute to put a thumbs up there, I'd really appreciate it. There's certainly no obligation whatsoever, but I appreciate that. Thank you, Daniel, and welcome to the show. Daniel and Joe. Depending on whether we get a storm or not. Ooh, when? When are you hearing about a storm? Hey, Jody, how you doing? Welcome to the show. Very good to see you. How is life in Michigan? Is it chilly? Don't take your advice. Oh, it's an antique store. Cool. You paid $400 at an auction. Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely want to check out that video. You were anti-item specifics, now you're pro-specifics. See, I flipped. I'm not anti-specifics in any other category. Like my print ads stuff, which I still have the most listings in my store, is the bulk of my listing. The bulk of my live listings right now are still print ads, and every one of them have all of the specifics filled out. So I'm not anti-specifics. It's just in the postcard category, I've seen firsthand in a very, very short period that they are completely unnecessary. You know, I've listed them with this thing, and I've sold, you know, a handful, 10, 20, whatever it's been in the last couple of weeks, which for me, again, is very good from nothing. I never even listed a postcard really, other than a very small handful, like 10 over the last 5 years. So I can absolutely attest to the fact that you don't need them in postcards, because there are no, that they have lots of recommended. There are no required specifics in the postcard thing. I don't know why, but that's how I'm doing it now. Hey, GP, how you doing? Since we were talking about postcards, what's the verdict on postcards that were glued in an album and can't see the backs? See, well, again, I defer to everybody else in the room, like, like the Marks and the Kellys and the Popeyes of the world, and a few others that as they come in, and Matt too, Jackass Retro. I personally, if I'm just reading this, in my very limited experience, I would say, like, if there's damage on the back, like you saying that the cards actually have like a rip from the tape or something, or from the glue. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the only real thing that you would potentially get on the back is you determine if it's divided back or undivided back, right? For sure. You would see if it was posted or not, and you might potentially see what year it was posted, which could aid you, I guess, in a listing. But again, I defer to the experts here. No problem. Again, I'm a fan on I'm not a fan. I don't like it, but I can see value in those other categories for sure. So I'm not here to poo-poo on the person who takes time to do the listings. Far from it, to do the specifics. One day all the recommended specifics were required. That was something I brought up to some people before I got into the postcard thing. That was a fear of mine. I don't know how they could suddenly do that, though. If you have people, again, that have 50,000, 100,000 more postcard listings in one store, they're really going to just flip a switch and say, tough, everybody. Now you have to add all these specifics. A handful are going to be required. You have to have a state. It's required now. You have to have whatever. You have to indicate if it's, divided back, undivided back, whiteboard, or whatever. I hope that doesn't happen. I could see that being pretty detrimental. That's good to know. Marketplace, absolutely. November in Maine. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, potential for driving down. Yeah, without question. Yeah, it's a lot of miles between those. You look at a map from a distance, it doesn't look very far, but I know from being a traveling guy, I understand. Radically different weather. But it'll also be very nice. Doesn't mean it has to snow in November. When the gales of November came early. But I get it. You would argue that if you're starting having a lot of complete listings, you can sell similarly very quickly with a fully fleshed listing. Yeah, that's what I do with the ads, is to sell similar, sell similar. I'm not using eBay right now to list postcards, which is why. And again, I'm not going to get into the whole new listing tool that everybody's complained about already, including myself. And I'm not going to complain anymore. I still haven't done that much in it because I'm listing primarily postcards right now, and I'm using that third-party software to do it. But like I have a template. I do have a template actually, Matt, with the new listing tool for postcards, and it does have a bunch of the fields filled out because it came from one of my old listings before I got this software. Yeah, I could, and I'm not against it. Yeah, without question. There you go. So Jay Smith is saying you can sell postcards that will glue down even if damaged, but it would help if they are more unique. Sure. You made a video on how you can restore cards that have been glued down. There you go. Must see. Doing right if you want to put a link for Matt's channel in there. Be my guest. If you could find that video, even better. But is it a recent video? And then you have Mark who says, avoid like the plague. Yep. And a steady hand. Cool. You know what, Kelly? And to that end, to your point, if there's damage, if there's damage like a rip or whatever, or a glue mark or tape mark, which I've had on a handful of cards, do you indicate that in your description? Do you say, or do you just allow the pictures sort of to speak for themselves? Like, will you say in the description, the canned thing, antique postcard, blah, blah, blah. But if you have one that has that rip on it, would you say, where is he? Where is he? Where is he? There's CJ. Go get him, CJ. Thank you. Or would you, would you physically indicate the fact that there has damage on the back? Or would you just let the scans tell the story? Yeah, the rainbows are out. Maron. If glued you pass, that's all right. That's a hard no from Mark. Yeah, hopefully Dawn will be able to sandpaper. That's interesting. Did CJ annihilate this robot, whatever you call them? If the card is less than 15, you probably wouldn't want to put in the effort. That's a good point. They have black paper from the album stuck to the backs. Yeah. Oh, so you see like black smears. Yeah, they're out tonight, folks. They're out. It's been a while, so. Now, I will tell you right now, you know who's going to make an appearance with the hey, everybody, checking in thing with the shamrock. We're going to focus on the shamrock and not the rainbows. You have a box, you throw cards with junk on back or tears. Okay. And a guy buys them from me at the flea market. Get out of here. Well, there you go. That's a great idea, man. What a fantastic idea. You do what Mark hates. You notate damage in the title, but if it's really bad, you just don't list it. Yeah, that's reasonable. And there you go. That would be, I would assume, Matt's video about how to remove glue on your phone. Look for that. Oh. Oh, man. Yeah, I see that. All right, hold on. I'm going to have to go into a reconnaissance here. I full what's the word? Full can't think of the word, folks, because I'm frazzled here. When you reveal your sources, whatever, I'm writing some people on Instagram, and what I just pulled up is actually really funny, like out of nowhere. We're talking parrots. I just think it's kind of funny. Ellie, check a message, will you? Will you? For the love of all that's holy. Thank you, Dawn. I appreciate it. Yeah, I know. You also have a Kelly box you throw cards in that he would like, but I don't. Kelly is half full already. Well, we know Kelly has revealed. Full disclosure. Thank you, Dawn. Kelly has revealed he does not, matter of factly, does not deal with greeting cards. Period. End of story. Wants no part of them. I got to admit, I can kind of see that. I'm not the few that I have, the few that I listed, don't like them that much. I know you got your clap saddles and you got your Christmas and your Halloween. I know they're very popular. And again, I'm not saying anything about people that love them and that's what they sell and they're the best sellers. But man, just not if I prefer the views. Yeah. I wish YouTube had a better way to enforce stuff like this. Like if the All right, hold on. I'm going to do some administrative adjusting here. Please hold, and thank you very much for your patience, everybody. All right, Kelly, you have been knighted. Thank you, sir. You have a stack of greeting cards from your last buy. You're kind of avoiding it. Have you ever entertained the thought, Kelly? Like, let's say you pick up, I know you pick up tons of lots. I guess odds are you're going to have a handful of greeting cards. Do you ever just throw them together, lot them up, and get rid of them? Oh, really? Nah, that's all right. Hey, Lori, how you doing? Welcome to the show. We have a child playing with us, so that's okay. Life can be boring for certain people. And we use that term lightly, people. Usually lock them up cool, 500 to 1,000 at a time. Let them go 5, 10 cents. Beautiful. And c'est la vie, right? If you happen to miss one that maybe is valuable, you don't even see the value in researching them, right? Because you just don't like them. I can definitely understand that. There are also some cards you cannot list on eBay. You just throw them in the flea market. Okay, cool. That's great that you have a place you could just basically dump them and get something for it. That's kind of cool. This way you have a nice flushed out, a selection of cards that you truly enjoy, that you want to sell. You're not dealing in a lot of junk. Just get rid of them. So let's see what happens. I'm looking forward to this 500. Maybe maybe I'll make a video just kind of going through them on video for the first time, and I'll release that to the hounds and you guys can all tell me what I missed and what I overvalued. And that would be fine with me. Easter anthem. How about on Halloween? You don't like, Kelly, some of these really popular Halloween stuff you're not into? I know that the anthropomorphic stuff in general sells very well. I don't know if it has to be a specific holiday card, but ironically, no, Lori, you missed the beginning of the show, didn't you? It will be tomorrow, though. I'll tell you that because I'm going to be on tomorrow for sure watching. But no, it was just I did a little. I spent like an hour actually. It wasn't a little. It was about an hour last night. I was searching for a lot. The good old fashion way on eBay, looking for like a lot. I think I just typed lot of 500 postcards or something. And the one that the reason I picked this one up was in the title, it said linens divided back, no chromes in big old bold writing. And at this point, I'm not general. Again, I hate to speak so generally, but I don't like the chrome ones as much as I like the older ones. That's all. So when I saw somebody point out the fact that 500, it said 500 plus cards, no chromes and big bold letters, I'm like, oh, that sounds like a lot for me. And the price was right. Again, I made an offer on it. He had best offer, and it wound up being 26 cents per card. Kelly gave me a great tip too. He's right. I'm sure he's right. He's like, just make it 500, right? Out of 500, half are going to be marginal at best, like 25% or whatever, going to be complete junk, probably, maybe even more. And maybe there's a small percentage of pretty decent cards. I'm willing to take that chance and just get it. And again, this isn't a 5,000 card lot. I wish it was. It's 500. It's not, even though it's a lot, it's not that much. It's still a relatively small amount, but it's worth it for me. If nothing, if for no other reason, just to get some more volume up, to learn more about these different cards, what comes across and what I could look up, and just get more familiar with all these things and what trends there are and what people like, what people don't like. Get my pricing system a little more under my belt, like, because again, now I do have the worth point thing. Of course, I just do the comps on eBay. Of various sources now to look for comps, which is kind of cool. And hopefully, like I said, just the more I have practiced with, basically, while hopefully at the same time making a little money, the better I'll be in my journey here with the postcard thing. Because it hit hard and fast, and everybody told me it would, but it really, I'm quasi enamored with them. I like them a lot. I like them a lot more than I ever thought I would. And for better or worse, it's from a lot of the people that come into the chat all the time and talk with me. And so many of you people are big fans of postcards, and half of you have postcard in your name. And I've learned so much from all of you. So I thank you all for that very much. Kind of spreading the disease. Big eye bunnies. Yeah, there you go. You're allowed, Laura. You're allowed. You could have me just on while you cooking your stuff. You just have the radio on, the Alexa on, or whatever. Alexa, play Jiminy Flip It. Can you play YouTube on Alexa? Anybody know? Halloween video, Mark. Dawn's eating dinner. Hold down the fort. Yes, please. CJ is always on duty. If CJ is not on duty, he makes an announcement and says, I need to step away. Dawn, please. Right? That's what CJ does. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Chromes pay the bills and feed the fish. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I every time I make a statement, I'm going to offend somebody that loves whatever I'm saying. I didn't say I hate them or anything. I just prefer the older cards personally so far. But then I sold a chrome. It was on the show. Remember, it was $12. Not that that's big bucks, but the one we were looking at, it was a hotel from Wildwood, New Jersey, and it should have sold for like 50. I should have listed it for 15 plus, but it sold for $12, and I was kind of happy. And that was a chrome. It was 73, so pretty recent, in the scheme of things, especially with postcards. So I'm certainly not anti-chrome. I just like the older stuff. That's all. And that could be the same thing with the print ads. Like I don't. If you notice, I never do I don't even know if I own anything after I think 82 is the newest magazine I have because it had the test tube baby's birthday or something, and I sold that magazine. So, and those are way too recent for, if I'm in high school already or whatever, that doesn't seem like an antique thing or not antique, but a vintage thing. It's just very strange as time goes on, isn't it? Time is a strange thing. So anyway, I dig older cards. Jody loves them too. You're late, but you're here, and that's all that matters. Treasure Maze, welcome. You're testing cassettes? Get out. Oh, that's kind of cool. Oh, didn't Dawn post the link, CJ? I think Dawn, right? I know she's eating dinner, so she's unavailable at the moment, but I'm pretty sure she posted the link. Let me see if I could still retrieve it, because sometimes if it goes back more than a few minutes, I can't go back. Yeah, Dawn shared it at 7:25. Right there, CJ. If you scroll up in YouTube, hopefully you can find it. No, I don't mean like a personal offense. You know what I mean? I mean people that like, I like red cars. Oh, I can't stand red cars. And all the red car people go, whoa, you know what I mean? That's what I meant. I just like older cars. I like linen. I really like linen. I like the feel of them. I like the look of them. That cloth like linen. I guess hence the name. I like that period. Of course, I like the older ones too. But I'll tell you, and this is common sense. You know, the really the undivided back stuff. At least the ones I've held so far, and listed are usually pretty worse for the wear. Because they're 100 years old or 90 years old or whatever. The linen seem to, maybe it's because of the fabric that they use to make that. Didn't they actually literally incorporate linen or some sort of fabric into the paper? Whatever it is, they seem to be a little more robust, and I kind of like that too. So that's my sweet spot. I like linens. I like white borders too, but I'm not anti any kind of postcard. I'm pro postcard in general, especially when they sell. But they have a certain, I like the texture. And what's great is it comes through in the scan. Like you could tell, I don't have to go, and I'm sure this is common sense to most of you that have been listing postcards forever, but for me, it's kind of fun to go into my photo. Like I don't put them in, I'm going to scan 20 linens and I'm going to scan 50 white borders. I just put them all in and I scan them and they print out as they will, or they scan as they will into my folder that I have set up. But it's kind of cool when you go into the picture. I could tell right away it's a linen. I don't have to look it up. I like that. It sticks out. I like the texture of it. Yeah, no problem, CJ. Click on the link. You like the way linen cards feel and look. Yeah, me too. Something very pleasant about them. Linen has a high rag count in the card. Okay, cool. So it isn't like just an effect. It's real like string or something, right? Like thread. I don't know what it is. Something's physically in the paper. I know there's a rationale for it. I forgot what it was, but I think Popeye spoke to it. You probably did too, Mark, on one of the videos. About why. Was that the one for the war or something? No, the white border, right? Was to save ink. What was the rationale behind linen? It was just cheaper to produce the cardstock. There always has to be a reason for these kind of changes. That's usually to save money and be cheap. Yes, my huge postcard lot has shipped, although it hasn't shipped because there's no mail today, but it's ready to be shipped tomorrow. So it's due to be here on Thursday. You can't get here soon enough, everybody. Like I said, if you see me like quiver or something, it's the withdrawal kicking in so quickly. Man, oh man alive. I never dreamed I'd be so pumped up about something like this. I see it more than anything, I just see the huge potential for profit, on such, you do have to have a lot of them, clearly. And I don't yet, clearly. But I will get them. I will get a lot. And in so doing, make a lot of money. I like that. When chromes came in, yeah, they kind of superseded the linens. I could see that. It's a texture added to the paper, so the ink dries fast. Okay, cool. That was the rationale. Hey, doing it wrong. How you doing? Welcome to the show. Wouldn't you know it, we're talking postcards mostly so far. I'm all out. Linen is called linen as they look like threads on sheets. Yeah, it looks like thread. Thanks for that too. Linen also allow for faster ink drawing. Yep, that's what Matt just said. Very cool. There's no actual linen. It's just a texture, so ink dries fast. Okay, so there aren't any strings. And you can make one with, yeah, that's what I figured. It's usually the impetus for all those kind of things, right? Look for the large letters, some letters, large letter. Oh, like the big welcome to Sarasota things. Large letter. I don't, ironically, with my enormous 400 plus card stash that I have already, I don't have any of those big letter cards yet. There he is. What's up, Bartomania? Cheers. It was a good thing you waited a little while. We got a little invasion earlier on. And I said, please, for the love of God, Bartomania, don't chime in right now in the midst of this chaos. But welcome as always, sir. Great to have you. I don't have any large letter cards yet, Mark. Isn't that crazy? I'm sure, I would think in the 500, they're probably going to, make an appearance. I would assume the more you have, eventually it just becomes inevitable that you'll get some of those things. But good to see you, Bartomania. Yeah, guys, anything else going on out there in eBay world and Etsy world and whatever else you sell in world? Any adjustments being made? Any changes in strategies? Anybody seeing fourth quarter type numbers yet. We're only, what, 10 days in. I haven't seen this, windfall of activity yet, personally. Hey, Barbara, better late. Yeah, absolutely. You're right on time. You're here. That's all that matters. And I appreciate it very much. And while you're here, if you wouldn't mind hitting that thumbs up button for me, I'd really appreciate it. It sounds so bad, doesn't it? You have to ask for stuff like that. But it's a YouTube thing. And I've heard it really does help the performance. So I appreciate it if you guys have a second. Sales are still sluggish. Are they really? And again, you're obviously a guy who lists on a daily basis in very, very large quantity. Sales have been steady, which is unusual for you. Okay. Ask 10 people, you'll get 10 different answers. I know that. So congratulations to you doing it wrong. I'm sorry, Kelly, because it's certainly not for a lack of effort. I'll tell you that. Everybody needs to list toys and new items. Q4 plus stock situation is going to help you guys. What a great point. All those stock issues. What do they call them? The stuff getting into the harbors issues. Yes, supply chain. That's what they're calling them. That's a great point. So if you have Christmas stuff, it might be the place to go. Is going to be eBay. Phenomenal point there, Bartomania. Your sales are steady by jerks. Are you disparaging the integrity of your buyers? Is that what you're doing, Joe? My goodness. My goodness. Actually thinking of looking on eBay together to see if we could find another lot to build up Jiminy's stockpile. You should see a little bump this week. You listed a boatload. Yeah, I saw your video. Well, not video, Instagram, right? Hope so. It's the whole point. You're not doing this for your health, right? None of us are. We're listing with the hopes that we'll get a return. I think Dawn is still eating. I was going to ask her a question because I know she didn't list for a few days. She was doing some bookkeeping and necessary things for your business. But unfortunately, the cost was that she had like a handful of days where she couldn't list anything. I was going to ask her about the impact. Jay Smith likes the live postcard. Yeah, but the thing is, if I put it on, we're all going to, if it's something really good, you guys are going to bid on it or buy it, pull the rug out. That wouldn't be cool. Yeah, but I liked it too. And that's why I went in last night. I didn't intend to. I realized that last night I had 10 left that I listed today. Like, man, what am I going to do? I have no cards. This isn't cool. I knew I was going to go tomorrow night to watch Popeye on Tuesday, but I'm like, how do I go from Sunday to Tuesday completely postcardless? Not only postcard, but like not even having any action. Gamblers talk about that. You got to have action, right? You have to have something going on. It's kind of like that with the postcard thing. Like, even if I don't physically have them about me, which I hopefully will never happen again, but when I don't physically have any to look at and scan and research, at least I need some action. I need to know that I have an auction going tonight, or I need to know that in what happened last night that I bought a pack of them. So it's kind of awful not having anything at all going on. I'm at the mercy of this 500 to get in. And of course, it's a mail holiday today, so I had to wait an extra day, which is killing me. Kim is still watching. Oh, Dawn is still watching. I'm sorry, Dawn. Yeah, I was just going to ask you, I don't know if you wanted to talk about it, but I know you had told me you missed a few days of listing, right? A handful of days in a row. And I was curious if you think that had a direct impact on sales performance or not. Because you've got somebody like Kelly that lists several hundred a day. I think that's safe to say, pretty much. Almost nonstop every day of the week. A couple hundred listings. Even if it's an easy tool, it's still 100-something listings every single day. It's a lot of listings. And if he thinks he's a little bit sluggish, I'm just curious we know Popeye doesn't list anymore, but he's still coasting. But for the rest of us, I'm just curious if you guys really see a huge benefit or detriment if you don't list, even if it's just a day or two. Your sales have slowed for sure. Kim, I'm sorry, I was going to read that out loud. You're steady building up your store, but it's very, very quiet. You keep telling yourself, build it, and they might come. Yeah. No, they will. Now, I will say, build it with quality items. If you build it with, mud bricks instead of real bricks, you're not going to attract as many people. But I'm sure you're listing good stuff. Yeah. But do you think it was a direct result of the not listing, Dawn? Is Kelly's Instagram? I'll let Kelly ask that. Kelly says, yes, it is. Hey, Popeye, how you doing? Welcome. Did you hear earlier, John? I made the proclamation, the devastating proclamation that I'm sure for you will, again, send shivers up the spine, but I now have no more postcards. Like, I don't have a postcard. I mean, other than the ones that are listed and stored, I have no postcards to play with. So I'm going to have to remedy that tomorrow night on your auction and whatnot. But I did pick up a lot of 500 last night on eBay, which is a start. It doubles my collection. It gets me close to 1,000. But that's your first 1,000, right? It's always the first. Your first 100, your first 1,000. So I'm kind of pumped. And when I get these 500, I plan to list them inside of a week. Like I want to get at least 100. I should actually blow past that. But I want to get them up really quickly. And then hopefully I'll have close to 1,000 postcards listed. And I'm sure I'll pick up some more tomorrow on your show. But it's a very odd feeling. I'm in this very strange land right now where this morning I listed whatever I had left, which was only like 10. And now I have nothing. I have no postcards to scan. I have no postcards to research. And I am not a happy camper, quite frankly. You had one person complain about not shipping out today? That's pretty funny. I guess they can't read. Popeye has the shakes and a monkey on his back. You only aim for 100 a day. Okay. It's still a solid, I mean, come on. Only 100, right? But I will tell you, given what we know about the third party thing, it's very easy. I know you're in a different boat because you have a day job, so I shouldn't say that. But I certainly have absolutely no excuse not to be able to get 100 a day. It should be child's play to do 100 a day. Postcards, not, fine china and stuff, but postcards, please. With no specifics. I should be able to do 100 in 2 hours, honestly. Then I'm doing my job as postcard dealer. That's right. Get him hooked. That's right. Yeah, it's. I said I might. If you see me shake or twitch, it's definitely withdrawal. Out of control. What was my grand number? I told everybody 400. I have 400 something listed. I sold like 20 so far. In whatever this period. I guess we'll call it like 2.5 weeks, I think, at this point, since I dove in with the cards. I'll give everybody a live count. What do we have live in the postcard world? We have 427. 420, a quantity of 461. So yes, I have some dupes up there, but 427 listings. I get the 500 by Thursday. There's 927. I pick up some from Popeye without question tomorrow. Maybe I get them by Friday, Saturday at the latest. So I should definitely get over the 1,000 mark, my first 1,000. Hopefully by this weekend, I'll have over the 1,000. Unless, like I said, out of desperation, I might have to get in the Jeep tomorrow and just take a ride. You know what I mean? Go find do a little Googling, look for some antique shops and just peek my head in, see if they got any postcards. Because I don't know if I could wait for the mail. That's where I am right now, folks. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry, Lori. Is this now your sole income for the family, or for at least the two of you? I'm really sorry to hear that. Hopefully get some, I don't know what he did or anything, but hopefully you get some severance or something. And you'll be back. Don't worry about it. That's happened to a lot of people, including me many times in years past. Not many times, but a handful of times in years past. You list pretty much every day. Not listening for 3+ weeks had a huge effect on your 30 days afterwards. I'm sure, man. See, that's a solid. Not listening for 3 weeks. That's substantial. You just got here. Okay, well, welcome aboard. I actually thought you meant you were giving up on something. No. Couldn't be further from the truth, son. No, I'm saying I'm twitching and stuff because I don't have anything to list. I don't have anything to scan. It's just crazy. It's crazy. Because that's basically, I mean, I'm not going to say it's all I've done. I've listed other things, but I've spent the bulk of my days except for the weekend because I had some the studio thing I did the other night. And I have a very, very, very busy Friday. I will not be doing the listing show this week, guys, because I think I told you on last Friday, I have 2 shows, Beatles show and my new band, my oldies band, right after the Beatles show. So Friday is all day out doing music, 2 different shows, Allentown, Pennsylvania, Bedminster, New Jersey, about an hour ride in between. So Friday is an all music day. And of course, that's probably when I'll get all my postcards, and I won't be able to get to them until like 1 a.m. But we'll see. Maybe we'll do a Saturday. Maybe we'll do a Saturday show if anybody's down for that. We could do it at a different time, because then those of you guys who have the day job thing might be home on a Saturday, I hope. But we'll see. I won't be able to do the listing show Friday. But I think I am definitely going to do a video. They call it the unwrapping. What do they call it? The unwrapping videos. What is that style of video called? Unboxing videos. Maybe I'll do an unboxing of my 500 cards Thursday and just post that to YouTube. Have I had much luck with? Yes. That's my favorite thing in the world, doing it wrong. That's what my wife and I go to. It's almost our primary. In fact, it is. It's our primary source of getting inventories, estate sales. All year round around my area. I'm in Pennsylvania. All year round, pretty much. We do not have, very, very, very few garage/yard sales, whatever you want to call them. Almost non-existent. If you do, it's like baby clothes and, junk furniture that nobody cares about. I'm never going to go down somebody's driveway and see a box of postcards. You know what I mean? It's just not, I don't know why, but it's just not the place where that stuff exists. But the estate sales are abundant, and that's where we do most of our sourcing. And now my new thing for sourcing is Whatnot for the postcard thing. And yesterday was my little 500 card thing on eBay. But yeah, I have a lot of luck. That's where we do most of our, especially with paper, you're right. And I've probably mentioned this before, but the thing I love about it is that in most cases in the estate sales around my area, when I say my area, I mean, we'll drive an hour easily, like a radius of an hour to go to a good quality estate sale. I would go further if there was something available. But the great thing about it is the majority of people walk right past the stuff we're interested in. Just fine with me. Go get your jewelry, go get your tools. Everybody around my area likes to go to the garage or the basement. They look for like power tools and all that stuff. I could care less about that. No offense to the power tool people. 65 pounds. Yeah, I'm all over that, man. I can't wait to see it. And I saw you had the Jersey cards. Thank you, because you had asked if I had any requests, the New Jersey cards. Your lack of listing is definitely the main contributing factor. Definitely. ... I believe. I know there's no real way to matter-of-factly know, but hopefully there's some common sense about somebody like Matt who missed 3.5 weeks. I would imagine that's going to kill you, unless you have 50,000 listings and you coast like someone in this room. When you hit about 6,000 listings, daily sales start to get a lot better. See, I heard that a while ago. I remember hearing tales of like when you get to a certain number, everything kind of goes into a different level. I don't know if that's, I guess it could be true in your case if you're talking about postcards specifically, but as a general thing, you can't just say 5,000 listings and away we go. It really depends on what those listings are. If you have 5,000, I don't know, t-shirts, you're probably not going to be living high on the hog. But if you're talking about the postcard thing, maybe that's a good number to shoot for. He'll get unemployment and you're working part-time. Well, hopefully all good things come to you, Lori, and hopefully you start kicking some butt. We're on YouTube, but over on eBay. Calm down about what? Don't tell me to calm down. You ain't seen nothing yet, kiddo. I'm about the same for you. Yeah, all right, so that's like a magic number to aspire to. Cool. Oh, the twitching thing, yeah. Yeah, it's terrible. Your hubby is working on destroying some early. There you go. That's the best way to handle it. Just get a knife, a sharp, blunt object, and start pounding away. Take it out on those magazines. You need some, Lori. Tomorrow night. What time, John? 65 pounds of postcards up for grabs, folks. Mark remembers in 2019 you started reselling. Yeah, I know. Way back. The good old days, huh? People would say you should have daily. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I know he was talking probably about the postcard thing. But yeah, there's several people, quote unquote, out there on YouTube and other venues that would always say, all you need is, and I think, same thing. It was like 500 or something. Once you get that first 500, man, you're on autopilot and you just start printing money, and nothing could be further than the truth. As always, at the end of the day, if everybody could make one YouTube video and say one sentence, it would be, depends on what you sell. I do great. I do bad. It depends on what you sell. Sales are terrible. It depends on what you sell. Sales are doing great. Well, it depends on what you sell. That really is the bottom line. Depends on what you sell. So that's our quest, is to find what people want, get them cheaply, get a lot of them, rinse and repeat, as people say. Starting 83 out, it's an extravaganza. There with bells on. 24 hours, just in a mere 24 hours. And I will replenish my stash. Again, the problem is, although it'll be therapeutic to be on the Whatnot and seeing the cards fly by the screen and, smacking your lips and getting all pumped up to get these cards, I still will not have them in my possession for a handful of days. That's the problem. Not listing last month was down 56. Well, sure, of course. Are you starting to see a downward bar, John? Like just in general, every month's a little less than the prior month. I would imagine that's probably true. But I know you're still doing really well. Quantity does play a part, yes. Most of the time, you get 6,000. You've been doing it for 4 to 6 months. Oh, absolutely! What a great statement, Mark. Exactly. Great point. Yep, the experience is a huge consideration, which is kind of why the 500 cards or 1,000 cards or whatever, and Popeyes and whatever you pick up. Exactly. It's for me definitely educational. The more experience you have with playing with these cards and looking at them, looking them up, and all that kind of stuff, I would hope that improves your overall success. Yeah, and considering you spent the vast majority of this year not listing, right? Well, at least like last 6 months. Yes. T-shirt. Yeah, that's T-shirt material. Experience equals skill. That's a great one. One of my lines I used to always say, you can't teach experience. That's a good one. That's T-shirt. That's bumper sticker. That's Facebook thing that everybody copies and shares like they made it up. You can't teach experience. Think about that. Ponder on that one, people, because it's very true. Man, I'm dying of thirst. So pumped in 24 hours. Everybody go check out John. Popeye's postcards over on Whatnot. 65 pounds of postcards going out the door. And I'm sure he'll sell all of them. I'm sure you will sell all of them. We'll see how many pounds I acquire. I need to get into the tub club. That's what Kelly said. How many do you need for a tub? Like 800 or something? To qualify for your tub club membership? I wouldn't mind a tub of cards right now. The tramp stamp. That's funny. What's up, Cameron? How you doing? Welcome aboard. Checked out Cameron's Sunday. Well, here it's night. There it's afternoon. You do a Sunday. How would you describe that show, Cameron? I saw it the last 2 Sundays. It's kind of just my camera's on and whatever happens kind of show, right? You do a little listing, you do a little packing, you do a little talking. I like that. 600, 650. Okay, cool. That's should be child's play. That's awesome. One of those China snapshot photos sold in auction for $89. Wow. Good job, man. Look at doing it wrong with the counter philosophy. Experience doesn't matter if you don't learn anything from it. Yes. Those who don't study history are doomed to repeat it. Good point. Good point. A working hangout. There you go. I like it. Yep. That accurately describes what I saw last 2 weeks. A working hangout. Yeah, it's good stuff. $89. How much did you get it for? Was it really, really like dirt cheap? London Bridges, what's going on, man? Welcome to the show. Hey, buddy, do you have any vintage records? I certainly do. I'm a big record lover, collector, not collector, but I love records. And I did do some Whatnot auctions with records. Yeah, it's good stuff. Did you get nice and cheap, Cameron? I want to say, Jackass Retro, Matt, if you're still watching, sorry I missed your show today. I missed a Friday too, both completely unintentionally. Today, the date, the time completely escaped me. I think I was in a bad state this morning. You know, when you come on, it's 11:30 my time, and I've really been enjoying it the last couple of weeks, watching just about every day. This morning, 11:30, for whatever reason, when it was 1:30 my time, I thought it was 11:30. I know it sounds bizarre, but it was very genuine. It was a very, very strange feeling. It was exactly 1:30, and I looked at my thing. I'm like, oh man, I want to go check out Matt's show, and I'm like, 1:30. I thought I was in the Twilight Zone or something. Very, very odd. You know, people talk about it all the time. Oh, I thought it was Thursday all day and it's Wednesday. This was a genuine, almost concerning. I almost went upstairs and took my temperature because I'm like, how could it be 1:30 already? So I completely missed it. I do apologize because I really enjoy watching them. Especially now, if you ship some postcards, I'll be all over that because at least I get to see a postcard. I'm at that point of desperation. All right, CJ, no problem. Hopefully Dawn is on. Dawn and Kelly. No, I couldn't believe it was 1:30. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Yes, she definitely is so nice. You'll be back tomorrow. That's right. Tomorrow's another day. Now tomorrow at noon, which is 9 your time, so you'll be in the middle of the show, I have to take little Sherlock, our dog, for a grooming. He has a grooming thing at noon. So I'll put you on the phone when I'm in the car. That's all. Because I got to hang out and wait an hour while he gets groomed. 12 albums was 120, and that was one on the phone. I was like, pennies and that one individually. Beautiful, man. Congratulations. Hey, see the lights, Bob. What's going on, man? Welcome to the show. We're talking primarily postcards, but not limited just to postcards. Anybody wants to talk about is on the table within reason. Basically, it's been me crying for the last hour or so that I don't have any postcards left, and I need more. Before and after. See, he really doesn't, as you probably just saw an hour ago, he doesn't really need grooming. We're trying to stick to it's like a 5-week thing. We have this wonderful girl who grooms him since he's maybe 2 or 3, I think. We used to take him to this what the heck was it? Like PetSmart or something like that. One of those like places that are all over the country. I don't know if they're in Canada, but this place called PetSmart, and they had grooming things for him. And we took him there for his first year or 2 of his life, once in a blue moon, because the beautiful thing about Sherlock's is they don't shed at all. They don't shed. But they're very puffy animals, right? They look like teddy bears. Anyway, he needed to be trimmed or whatever, and we took him to PetSmart, and they put him in these cages with like all these other dogs, and he really didn't do well. And we just didn't like that. So we found a place that was like I forgot what it's called, but it was this little like a mom and pop grooming place. Well, this one girl that he liked the most and that did the best job wound up leaving, but she started her own business, which was fantastic. And as a pet groomer. And she gave us like the information. She's like, hey, if you guys, I'd love to still take care of Sherlock. Here's where I'm going to be. And she does it right out of our house. So anyway, every 5 weeks we take him in, and he doesn't always need to be groomed, quote unquote, but they do his nails. They do little things, they keep his face clear. Cause the way his fur grows like straight out of his nose like this, and it covers his eyes. And even worse, this is going to sound terrible, but it's the truth. It scratches cornea. Like the hairs could be very brittle, then get into his eyes and scratch. So we always make sure like his eyes are clear, little things like that. So it's really going to be like that. They'll give him a bath. She'll trim his nails. She'll just trim up a little. It shouldn't be that dramatic of a difference, Dawn. He's never like scalped. Sherlock's do not get scalped. Yeah, I'm going to have to. Well, I knew it wasn't today. I'm saying it's so funny. I got the ding, boop, your item is shipped. I'm like, no, it hasn't. I know he prepared it for shipping, but nothing shipped today, unfortunately. You have a PetSmart? I don't know, Dawn. I don't know what, because sometimes I know you say stores, whatever I've never heard of, and I guess it is a different country, supposedly. Not really. It's American North, but you know what I mean. Hello. Hola, Bob. So yeah, that's kind of where we sit here. 8:06 here on the East Coast, pitch black. We didn't talk about weather. Hold on, we didn't talk weather yet. We usually open the show with a weather report. Sponsored tonight by PetSmart. No, I'm not kidding. It's a balmy 58. Not bad at all. It was much warmer today than it's been the last few days. So we're still holding steady 58. Tomorrow's supposed to be 74, which is really nice. Wednesday, 70. Thursday, rain. Friday, my double show day, 67, 44. So beautiful October-ish weather coming up, which is nice. Because it was so cold a couple of days ago. Like it was more like December weather in October, which not cool. Petco. Did I say Petco? PetSmart. I think it is PetSmart. Whatever. America's hat, exactly. No problem, Mark. Thank you very much, man. You, as always, you contribute a lot. Go check out Mark's channel. Has some postcards over on the YouTubes. He's got a lot of good stuff coming up. 46. Okay. That's acceptable. There's Royal Squirrel listening, lurking. In that order? In that order? Welcome, Kristen. You're going to have to let us know where you're driving because I'm sure it's not in the state you live. 90 in Jolene. Are you in Florida? Arizona? Yeah, she's back. Good to have you on. All you're going to be hearing as you're driving, Kristen, is me whining that I don't have any postcards left right now. But we're going to remedy the situation. We got a lot of 500 last night on eBay. Should be arriving sometime Thursday. We'll be attending Popeye's Whatnot auction tomorrow night at 8 p.m. East Coast to pick up some more postcards, which will probably get here Friday, Saturday. So by this weekend, I should be in good form. But it's only Monday, folks. Next weekend's a long time when you have nothing. I mean, granted, I'm knee deep in other stuff, but that doesn't seem to. Never mind that. Never let the truth get in the way of a good story. I have lots of other stuff to list, and so I shall. But the postcard thing, I just want more postcards. It's a strange feeling after a couple of weeks of being completely enveloped in postcard world to have nothing is odd. Not comfortable either. Hey, Lee Miller, how you doing? Hit the like button. Thank you, thank you. Gonna listen and list. Beautiful. Your wife is watching the show. Says, okay, well, thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Miller. Great to have you. You've been in Nebraska this week for pop-up. In Kansas. Well, safe travels through the Midwest. Great to have you on as always. Your eyes hurt from constantly rolling them at you. Oh, Dawn. With what? What's the word tonight with the drinking game? Slippery slope. Be careful. Which one? Who knows? I don't even know what I'm saying. No net. No script. Just ad-libbing. The wit shines through. I know. Rose Squirrel welcoming her adoring fans. Popeye will be right back. It must be pizza time. No, it's late. It's 8 o'clock. I'll see you in a little bit. Pumped to meet John in person in York next month, which hopefully we'll have a good time. He promised he would guide me. Welcome to he said, what did he say? Welcome to Popeye's world or something. The craziness that ensues. But it'll be a lot of fun just to hang out together. Like I said, hopefully I'll get some footage of it. And more importantly than the video stuff is the learning experience would be very valuable, I hope. That should feed the addiction big time, to be in a room or whatever it is. Like I said, I don't know if it's a hall or a room. I don't know how big these things are, but whatever the venue is, it'd be a lot of fun being surrounded by postcards and postcard people. And I can't wait. It's only a month away. It came really quickly because when he first mentioned it, it was like 6 months before it. I'm like, November, my God, and now here we are, like 5 weeks away, I think. Wanting more and more cards. Oh, I know, man. Trust me, I do know that. I got hit with it hard and fast. I did. I'm the first to admit it. Like, I cannot tell you the feeling of emptiness when I listed. It was just this morning, maybe like noon or something today. I have, folders. I'm sure everybody has their own system, whatever. I have photos, all my scans in my computer, and I put a little, SKU, whatever, A1, A2, whatever. And the one folder that I had some cards left in was I think it was A1. So I went back to A1 and I just started, my usual thing, right? Looking them up, looking up comps, all that stuff, getting some titles up, boom, listed them. And then I realized what I do, and again, everybody has their own methods. I don't keep all these scans. I delete them after I list them on eBay, which could be foolhardy, sure, because if eBay just craps out again like it did a couple years ago and loses all the pictures, then I'm fried. But assuming that won't happen again, I don't keep all the pictures. because for my own like accounting system, if you will, like when I take them out of A1, I want to just be left with whatever I need to list. Does that make any sense? If I have 100 scans in A1, once I list it on eBay, I delete it from the folder and I know, okay, now I have 99, now I have 98. It's just a way for me right now to keep organized, because I would never remember if I'm looking at hundreds and hundreds of postcards, which hopefully I will be. For me personally, it would get very confusing if I go into the folder and say, oh, wait a minute, did I list that? Because some of them start to look so similar. Let's be honest, a lot of those views are very similar views, just a building in some town, the blah, blah, blah bank in Omaha, Nebraska, the blah, blah, blah theater in Iowa. They all kind of look the same, old cars in the front, So to avoid accidentally, double listing something, making a mistake like that, I delete them as soon as they're listed. And that's just my personal accounting method. Well, anyway, when I deleted the last one out of A1 today, I'm like, oh, okay, let me go into I have a folder that's called Popeye's California Cards, because I bought a pack from him. I think it was like 160 cards or something on Whatnot, all California cards, empty, which is a good thing. They're listed. That's cool. I don't want them just sitting in a thing. But I'm just saying it was I have like 5 folders, and everyone I clicked, empty. I'm like, oh my God, I have nothing. Very shallow feeling. I agree. It's never too late for peace, except when you're on the no-carb diet. 11 pounds and counting, folks. I'm down 11. Hardcore, no carbs. These things are wonderful. Let me do they're expensive, but they're phenomenal. Of course, I have a green screen. You can't see it. But, oh, yes, you can. Parmesan chips. Anybody ever have one of these things? Nothing in them except Parmesan cheese. Little wisps of Parmesan. So it's a little protein thing. It gives you that snacky feeling. No carbs. A little salty goodness. They look like this. If you guys haven't seen them, I get them at Costco. They're like these little, looks like the moon, right? Let's say the moon is made of cheese. So anyway. Yes, they're annoying when you eat them into a microphone. But they're so good. And it's a great alternative for somebody like me that loves, my 2 biggest weaknesses when it comes to food, I don't know if it's a weakness, but any kind of pasta. I grew up on spaghetti, and I would eat it every day of the week by the pound. I can't, because the carbs are brutal. And unless you're like a Olympic runner or marathon runner, it's all going to just go to your belly. So I've cut that out completely, effective since September 15th. So almost a month. Wow. Pasta is my number one. Another one would be like chips. I'm not a sweets guy. I know you've seen me pound the Good and Plenty's now and then. I like Good and Plenty's. There's a couple candies I enjoy a little, but given my druthers, I'm a salt guy. I love chips. I could eat a bag of Doritos in an hour. I love popcorn. I love pretzels, all of which aren't the worst things. Well, Doritos are awful. Popcorn's not necessarily a bad thing. We make homemade popcorn. Like I just pop up corn, literally corn, a little olive oil, pop it up. But still, again, a lot of carbs. And you don't digest corn, as we all know. It's good for roughage, though. But anyway, so since September 15th, virtually carb-free. About 11 pounds, which is a start. I'd like to lose about 25 altogether. But these things are so good. And they really give me that, whatever I get from loving chips and all that kind of stuff. You get that sensation. They're crispy, they're salty, they taste good. And meanwhile, they're just pieces of cheese. You would love that feeling. The feeling of not having any postcards. I feel very empty. Yeah, thanks. Again, I don't know. Everybody has their own. I could absolutely understand people wanting to keep all these scans, because it is true. They've done it before. They lost billions of postcards, billions of photos. And if that happens, and yeah, well, my thought is, God forbid that ever happen with postcards, because of the organization I have with the inventory I have, even though it would be a pain in the neck, I could still go conceptually and just rescan all of A1, the ones that haven't sold, and just upload them again. So it's not the end of the world. And I'm pretty sure that was a one-time thing. I don't think it's ever happened, at least on that scale before. So in 25 plus years, they had one, mega, and granted, it was a gigantic error and a huge hassle for a lot of people. But so anyway, that's the way I just account from what I've listed versus what I haven't listed, when I'm just purely from a scan perspective. You delete most too? Cool. I know a lot of people don't. I know a lot of people keep the photos for posterity. You know what I could also do? You could always just put a thumb drive in or whatever, an external hard drive, and move them there. I could do that. Instead of deleting them, I could just sweep them out of my photos folder and then have them all for a rainy day. But you were here for eBay's accidental photo deletion. No, I totally understand that, man. That's what I was saying. But for me personally, again, and maybe as what Mark was talking about, experience equals whatever. It's true. Like maybe as I get more accustomed to listing them, I won't be fearful that I'm going to, forget in one folder. Oh, did I list that already or did I not? And I don't want to waste time looking it up if I'm not sure, because that'll happen. Oh man, did I list that Montana, whatever view, Montana tree? Did I list that? And I have to go look in eBay, and it's a time suck. I don't want to, trying to be efficient. You'd eat those? Yeah, they're delicious. Hey, Swan Picker, how you doing? Welcome. Hey, Brandon, welcome to the show. eBay fees are too high. They shouldn't be taking 10% of transactions. They need to be more competition. Amazon, eBay have too much control. Well, eBay should lower their fees for transactions under 500. Okay. I mean, the fee is what you get in return for the fees is the exposure to millions and millions of people. So I've never been a big hater on the fees that they collect. If you really think about the work that's done, despite there's some frustrations, but it's true. I mean, if you want to do something like that, try to, open your own site and sell your stuff, and good luck, marketing your stuff. So, but everybody has an opinion. You should try cricket chips. That's funny. They come in nacho cheese crickets. That's probably true. Anything fried would probably be yummy. One of my jokes, being half Italian and growing up very Italian and eating pasta all my life, was anything Parmesan. Rat fillet Parmesan. If you fry it up in some olive oil, some breadcrumbs, throw some mozzarella and sauce on it, probably eat it. No, nobody will ever lower fees. Once prices are up, nobody wants to give away the cash. Well, maybe. Yep. I get you, Brandon. I love chips too, Lori. Peanut oil, sure. I just use a little olive oil in a pan. You know what I mean? Cover, well, not really a pan, a pot that has a cover on it with a steam release. You want that little steam release thing on the lid. Couple minutes, give it a shake. Fresh, hot, delicious popcorn. I don't have to put butter on. Like I would never use, again, no offense to people who love microwave popcorn, but it's barbarically dangerous to eat microwave popcorn. There's carcinogens and all kinds of nasty, disgusting things in it. So I avoid that like the plague personally. It's my choice, what I put into my body. And I don't put microwave popcorn into my body. I make my own popcorn from dried popcorn seeds, salt, and a little bit of olive oil. And it's delicious. Zucchini, yeah, there you go. It didn't do it for you? You see, I don't need, I will tell you, I'm going to toot my own horn for a minute. When it comes to the few times I've had to do this where I gained some weight and I want to lose it, the no carb, low carb, however you want to phrase the thing, is by far the quickest, easiest thing for me. And when I make my decision to do it, I don't have this, I really don't. I don't get tempted. Oh man, I really want a Good and Plenty. Oh man, I really want Doritos. Yes, I love them, but especially spaghetti. But if I do it, I do it. I just said, nope, that's it. I'm not eating it again until I get to that goal. And then it becomes a cycle, of course. And I can't go back and start eating a pound of ravioli. Oh, I lost 25 pounds. Let's have some ravioli. Got to be smart about it. But it's very simple for me to make a decision when it comes to dieting. Like food doesn't rule my life. It's a nice thing to have. But I can find joy in the stuff that I choose to eat when I'm going carb-free very much and feel very satisfied, satiated when I eat these things. But these little cheese chips that I was showing, one more time, Wisps. They make them in cheddar. They make them in Parmesan. There might be another flavor. But it is really just cheese, nothing else. Ingredients, Parmesan cheese, period. Salt. They get the job done. They give you that little fix of, for those of us who love chips. It's kind of cool. Oh my God, I know. And that it did happen. It was just a couple of years ago. It was a colossal mistake. Sorry, Glenn. I keep saying Swamp Pickle. Well, I like to call people by their names and solicit. But anyway, hi, Glenn. Good point, Jay Smith. How many do I have listed? Good question. I don't know. Let's see. Uh, how many records do I have listed right now? Well, I'm going to include. I sell LPs, CDs. I have some CDs listed. 78s. So I'll just go into records, and we will say. Bum, bum, bum. 137 records right now. I have, and this is something I don't often do, but I did on what day? The 6th. What day was the 6th? Late last week. I did a 7-day auction, 7 or 10-day auction on like 10 or 15 records to try to just get them out and see what happens. I don't usually do auctions like ever, but I did do a few, and I got a couple of bids already, so that's kind of cool. But I love records, like just for myself, never mind reselling. I love records as a general thing, Lee. Are those chips made of crickets? Are they whole crickets? I'm definitely down for the former, but eating something that still has legs and antennae, right? Well, I guess you don't see that. They're probably all nice and crispy when covered in, slathered in nacho cheese. Well, start it up, Brandon. Godspeed to you. Made of crickets. I don't know, 3-4 years ago, something like that, Lori. It was a big thing. If you go to YouTube and just search eBay photo mishap or something, I don't know what the term would be, but eBay loses photos, whatever, you probably see the whole report. It was on a huge scale, like millions and millions of photos just gone. The server or whatever that they had all the photos stored on, crapped out or did whatever it did, and they weren't able to get them back. So I can completely understand Kelly's philosophy about keeping them. And like I said, a good alternative that kind of helps on both sides of it for me for efficiency in my listing folders is I could just put either just make another drive dedicated to the photos, or on the computer itself, I'll have an external or something, and then I could just kind of have the external window opened, and instead of just deleting the pictures once I list, or deleting the scans when I list the card, I could just sweep them into my external drive, and this way I have a backup of all the photos. But for my efficiency for my listing, the folders that are on the computer will be emptied when completed. But I think it was a couple years ago. Excuse me, Lori. Thank you. Yeah, it's something. I'd like I said, I wanted to get down to about 25 when I started it, so I'll get there. And it's really quick too when you do stuff like this. I think so too, doing it wrong. But again, I respect anybody's opinions. It's almost human nature to whine about fees and things. I get it totally. I think banks absolutely kill people with fees and overdraft and this and that, and I'm sure they are good. A lot of people eat insects and say they're very good and healthy. I've seen them in health stores around me, Matt. Yeah, there you go. It's all relative. eBay fees have nothing to do with their overhead. It doesn't cost eBay any significant money to have people list on their site. Their overhead is minimal. Potentially. eBay has the marketplace, so if you want their exposure, yeah, that's what I was saying. Exactly. That's your price of admission to be on a platform that reaches out to millions and millions and millions of people globally, and has one of the longest reputations. Online has been 25 years or so since the online stuff started, maybe a little longer now. They're one of the innovators. So, well stated, Kelly. Everybody's fees. All right. Brandon, a big fan of these reselling platforms. Get out of here. They're out of stock. Oh, hold on. Now, I was just in, I picked mine up at Costco. Again, I'm not joking. I don't know if there's a Costco in Canada. It's like a BJ's is another one. There's 3 of them. Costco's, BJ's, and whatever the Walmart one is. The big warehouse things that came out some years ago. Became very popular. In Costco, where I was just for 3 days in a row getting baking supplies for the company here. Yeah.
turn the thing off there.
Sorry, everyone. For those who might not know, we take care of my dad, who's kind of starting. Unfortunately, he has Parkinson's and he has the onset of dementia and all that kind of stuff. And sometimes he'll just open the door and shout down and say some wacky things. And first time I think it's happened on a live show, but all is well. Good point, Kelly. Sam's Club. Thank you, Cameron. Yeah. You have Costco? Okay. Yeah, no problem. Well, anyway, I go there all the time because we pick up supplies for the bakery. My wife has a bakery. And I was there 500 pounds, folks. 500 pounds. Friday was one heck of a day. Was it Friday or Saturday? Saturday was one heck of a day. Friday was too. But we had to pick up 500 pounds of flour and sugar. They come in 50-pound bags, which is just enough to be heavy. You know what I mean? Taking them, they put them on a big flatbed for you, which is kind of cool. We have like this business membership or whatever. And when you do a bulk purchase, you can make it over the phone and they actually load it up, which is cool. But I still have to wheel out 500 pounds, put it in we have a Jeep for that stuff. Put it in the Jeep, take it home. And then now it's just me, 500 pounds, 50 at a time, back and forth from the Jeep to the house. So anyway, exhausted, back going, arthritis, pain and suffering. But while I was in there, I picked the wisps up. Was really the only point of this, not to whine once again about my back. But yeah, wisps. They're at Costco for sure in Pennsylvania. Anyway, Dawn, maybe I'll buy a bunch and mail them to you. Hold that thought. It costs $500 to mail to Canada. Good. Very good, Brandon. Maybe one day you will do it for a living. Hey, Laura, how you doing? Welcome, welcome. By the way, that's a phenomenal, again, thumbnail icon, whatever you want to call it, like an old bus going through a tree. Is that what that is? Like one of those redwood forest kind of things? I love that image. Welcome to the show, Laura. Well, no, we got past that one. Sorry. Cost of doing business. No one needs to do on something you have no control of. Yep. If you think of it as, it's not so much it is a fee, of course it is. But if you think about it as that too is a huge investment, like the other selection, like for me, for getting the Worth Point thing or whatever other tools any of us choose to use that are a pay for tool, they're investments into your business, If you want to make your own website and you have a social media following, whatever, that's fantastic. And you think you can get, if you have thousands of listings, like a lot of us do on eBay, and you could do the same on your own website or whatever other means, then great. But I like that fee is the price of entry into an amazing marketplace. That's how I look at it. So I don't complain about it at all. And you get discounts on the fees for good behavior and good things and good practices. So not a big deal. No problem. Sorry, it's just never happened on a live show, I don't think. There you go. Nice to have you, Brandon. Hey, Connie, how you doing? Your lurch sting in the background. Is that a combination of lurking and listing? That's hysterical. If you meant to say that, that's a really cool word, lurch sting. Thank you very much. Yeah, he's fine. He really is. He just, it's funny. Weren't we just talking about Alexa? Well, we have an Alexa in the kitchen. And of course, this is his latest folly is trying to, understand Alexa and how to say things. He sets an alarm every night at 7 o'clock because he has to take some pills. which is a good thing to have a reminder, right? Thing goes off 7 o'clock. Well, tonight, the reason it was actually a very rational conversation. It's just I always worry about something weird. But he said he was just saying he didn't hear the alarm at 7 o'clock. So I informed him that yes, it did go off because I heard it go off. And my wife said, "Dad, the alarm's going off." But this is a byproduct of the condition. An hour and a half later, he doesn't remember that the alarm went off. So sorry about that. Yeah. Hey, Purple Soccer, welcome aboard. Lurst. I love lursting. You didn't create that lursting? But it's a perfect, if it was a typo, it's lurking/listing, right? When you're lurking and listing, you're lursting. You feeling lursty tonight? Yeah, exactly, Bob. Oh, you did come up with it? Okay, well, then all kudos to Dawn. I should have known that she was behind something so bright. And John comes back. Lursting came from Jack. Oh, really? Okay, I didn't know it was an old time phrase. I think it's hysterical. You heard it somewhere. It's a good word. Is it new to anybody else out there, or am I the only moron? I love it. Me neither. Canadian Thanksgiving time with the family. Oh, okay. Enjoy, Cameron. Enjoy Canadian Thanksgiving. You're thirsty, and you can also be thirsty and what was the word? Thirsting? Thirking? What was the word? New to you too. Okay, good. Thank you. But now we all know about it, so therefore it is now officially sanctioned word to be used in our chat and to be understood by the community and accepted. By a vote of 33-0, it is now hereby declared. Hi, and bye, Cameron. No problem, CJ. I'm going to check something really quick. Maybe we will have some fun and go hunting. Hold on. Did they ship my lot yet? No, they haven't shipped it. Dawn said I'm going to be checking every 5 minutes my scan or whatever. But again, no mail today. So I know it didn't go out today. Bum. I'm looking on eBay for lots of postcards to see if there's anything cool we could look at. Oh, British Columbia, Canada. What do you know? Is this exciting watching somebody scroll looking at eBay? Looks like a bunch of very mundane stuff. So I don't think that's entertaining enough to bring into the forum. Yes, Papa. I said Lursting on Matt's show a couple times a long time ago. It is perfect. Practically perfect. In most ways. You're exhausted from listing? Again, it's one of those grass is always greener kind of scenarios because I'm dying. I'm dying to be listing. I'm lursty. Connie is listing Popeye's lots from May. There you go. So it's a matter of catching up. So you guys just buy all these things and just put them in a pile? It was a 15, 16 hour day. You were home alone. If I'm thinking Popeye was blasting his Judas Priest or something, probably. Get a little pumped up. Nothing wrong with that. Blasting some Priest, listening to some cards. That's a good day. Hotels and motels today. So you drill down to that level when you go through a stack of postcards, Kelly. You'll I know I saw your thing. You put them into folders, right? Like in little envelopes or something. So you do stuff like that. You like, I'm gonna have all my hotel motel. I'm gonna have all this. I'm gonna have all that. You separate them. Interesting. No distractions is also a beautiful thing. Lursty. Yep. There you go. Really, you just buy them and stock them up, huh? And I'll get to them one day. Yeah, Connie, I know you came in late. You might have been lursting or lurking, whatever the word is. What is the word? Lursting? No, I'm confused. What's the official word? Hold on. What's the official word, Dawn? Lursting, listing, and lurking. Lursting. You might have been lursting earlier on in the show, Connie, but I'm out of postcards. I have 400 and change listed. Nothing in my house to list. Nothing. Picked up 500 last night on eBay. We'll see what happens. It's something to play with. I'll definitely be in the auction tomorrow night on Popeye's channel. Hopefully pick up some new cards then too. And away we go. But it's going to be a few days until I have them physically in my house. And that to me is concerning. It really is. You sort nothing. List whatever you can cherry pick. Yeah, but you said you did hotel motel. How did you gather whatever hundreds of hotel motel cards? You picked them out, right? And segregated them as hotel motel. Connie, if you get a chance, if you have any desire later on in the like when we go off the air, if you go back to the beginning of the show, I literally said I said something to that effect. I said it's going to send this. What I'm about to say is going to send shivers down the spine of many watching. So it's kind of funny when you said it's a horror story. I'm like, yeah, I declare here and now that I have no postcards, none, nothing. Not a one. I mean, I have a little Sterilite thing filled with ones I've listed, but I have nothing to list. I have nothing to scan. I have nothing to research. I have no linen to go. I like the sensation of the linen cards. I don't know why, but I do. I like it. Nothing. Some Facebook contacted me about a pile of motels too. Oh, cool. All right. So you bought a whole pile that was already. I got you. It was a bespoke listing of all hotel motel cards. Cool. Kelly Hotels. Pinkies up. Yeah, pinkies would work. We always go to the thumb, but I agree. Pinkies, index, the often used middle finger could be used for good if you need to. Yep. Again, all entitled to their opinions. That's fine. It's an interesting forum to choose to just to state your disdain for the platform, but that's okay. Boy, I wish I had some Halloween cards. I don't think I had one Halloween of my enormous 475 card collection. Not one Halloween card. Not crazy. They're not they're highly sought after, so I guess they're not out there. At least the good ones. There's probably not that many. Drink up. Well, it's always a good time to drink up. So cheers, everybody. Deer Park, that's good water. It's crazy how it looks invisible on the green screen. Who knew there's green in your plastic see-through container? That's kind of weird. Doing it wrong. Here's my thing. I'm not saying I have nothing. I have quantity up the gigasfrack. I do. I just don't have any postcards. And I've been on a postcard kick the last several weeks, whereby I enjoy the process of scanning I know it sounds silly. Watch John's video about how to get a proper framer on your postcards. And now I have nothing to scan to utilize my newly found knowledge. I'm just on a huge postcard kick. I'm out of postcards. I have hundreds of thousands of print ads I could list. I have I have 500 CDs right next to me that I could list. I have crates and crates of albums that I could list and 78s that I could list. I have computer parts and stuff from almost over a year ago now that I listed some and sold a lot, so I made good money. But from a office closeout that my wife and I had the privilege of getting some free stuff, computers and phones and fax machines and all kinds of stuff. But despite all of it, I have no postcards to list. That's my quandary doing it wrong. It's not about not having anything to list. It's about I have no postcards to list. Again, you guys wrote this before my little speech there. It's not about I have nothing to list. I have no postcards to list. Yes, Dawn, how can I help you? Exactly. It's like if you're an alcoholic and you have a room full of Hershey chocolate bars. And they'll say, don't you have chocolate? Yeah, but I have nothing to drink. I don't care about the chocolate bars. And I do care about the other stuff. No, like I said, it doesn't mean I'm going to kick back and do nothing for days. What I'm saying is, again, it's only been an hour and 43 minutes of the same statement. I have no postcards to list. I want to list more postcards. Yes, I have tons of other things to list, and list I shall. But I will not be listing postcards. That is my dilemma. I want to list postcards. I want to scan postcards. I want to learn more about them. I want more postcards. That's all. It doesn't mean everything else goes out the window. Of course, I'm going to continue listing all my other stuff. I just want more postcards. You navigate or gravitate to your postcards, right? Yeah. And for me, this is, I know a lot of people, most of you guys that do postcards have been doing it for a period of time anyway, right? Even Jackass says 2 years he's been doing them, which is, good. I'm brand new at this. So this is a fresh addiction. This is a fresh frenzied state that I find myself in. And I just want more postcards. So I know they're on their way. A couple of days I will have more postcards. But until that time comes, Croc Cat shoes. You care about the chocolate bars. You're right. You say, I'd give you every one of my postcards. Just give me that vault of Hershey Kisses. Right. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I hope I'm clear now. I'm not talking about I have nothing to list. I have no postcards to list. I have thousands of other things to list. And I shall. Yes. To put it lightly, Lee. I really enjoy them. Not only do I enjoy them, I see the return. I see that they sell. When you find something, and I know, again, I'm not, unique here. A lot of people love postcards, but it's new to me, and I really enjoy them, and they sell well, and I want to have more and more and more and learn more about them and get involved. Everybody be like me and show up tomorrow night at 8 o'clock to John's auction to feed your addictions. John's in the opposite boat. He wants to get rid of postcards. He's the opposite. He has a house inundated with postcards and probably little to nothing else other than some pizza, some Priest records. That's it. That's all he's got. I'm in the opposite boat. I need the postcards. Yeah. What do we miss here? Croc Cat shoes. Oh, Kelly. Aaron, what's going on, man? Welcome to the show. Well, see. You need a dealer in print ads. Let me just tell you something. You found the guy right here. Welcome to the show, Aaron. So if you want more print ads, let me know. Good to have you. No, it's all jokes aside. It's fun to me, and I really want to. I just want to build my store. I want to have a lot more listings of postcards. I have 400, which is cool. I want 4,000. I want 40,000. I want a lot of postcards. I want to sell a lot of postcards. I don't want a lot of postcards. I want to sell a lot of postcards. In order to sell a lot of postcards, you have to have a lot of postcards. Yeah, you should. I mean, I'm surprised it isn't already in the mail, quite frankly. All right. Have fun. If you click at your own caution. And I shall. Exactly. That's right. Yeah, that's right. John also has dental books. Yeah, John's he's again, he's spreading the addiction, but he's looking to, free himself from 30 years probably of collecting these things. 120 boxes, which makes me wonder what is next adventure. Full blown. Why not? There you go. Only get pictures of a drink in hand with beautiful scenery in the background. What, with that link that Dawn posted? All right, everybody. So don't, let not your heart be troubled. I am not out of inventory to list. I am out of, repeat after me, postcards. Not for long, but I'll tell you what, this also strengthens me because it's the shocking realization that when you come up with a little system and a methodology, how you're going to list, all that good stuff, they go by really quick. 400 is, I know it's nothing for most people, but if you suddenly had 400 new items that you've never listed in your life at your disposal, and through, again, the help of so many people in this room and talking with people and learning about it, you come up with a nice little system to get them listed, and you get them listed, fairly quickly, and you're out really quickly. I now realize that I will never allow myself, as long as I choose to sell postcards, which hopefully will be a very long time, I do not ever want to be in this position again where I find myself devoid of all postcards. That's all I'm saying. I want to always have some. I'm going to pull a Connie and just have boxes of postcards that I picked up 6 months prior, just sitting there waiting to be listed. No, I don't want to do that either, though. Quite honestly, I don't want to do that. I don't want to hoard them. I want to have inventory and sell it. That's all. I'd much rather sell every day than have nothing, or than just have a hoard of boxes in my house. I don't want that. Last thing I need. Game plan is get rid of a 300, 400,000. Then the dental books. Yeah, there you go. Fly off into the sunset. Fly the friendly skies. Yeah, analogy is a good word. Yeah, please. I hear you. My mom's birthday was a couple of days ago. She was 19. Well, she was 19 when she was pregnant. When she turned 20 and I was born, right? So we always used to joke when we were little. When I was little, that one day we're gonna get old together and we can go into like a retirement home or something. And we suddenly realized that we're at that point now where I could live in one of those. They have like the 55 and older communities and stuff. Like I could move to one. And then she started joking. She's like, "Oh, you could order from the senior menu." I'm like, "What?" And they have 55 and older menus at like the diners and stuff. I'm like, "You got to be kidding me! The time has arrived already." Oy vey. Which, of course, what does that do? It hastens my desire to get some more postcards. Big fan of a glass of wine. Healthy, too. Thins the blood. Haven't had a glass of wine in eons. My poor wife, who doesn't drink at all, really, doesn't drink at all, but likes a glass of wine once in a blue moon, but she became allergic to it. There's histamines in wine. And it gets her, like, she gets blotches all over her neck. This is a recent development. She's 9 years younger than me, so she's still a kid, as far as I'm concerned. But, like, maybe since she turned 40 or so, she suddenly can't drink wine. It's just sad, when you have one little thing that you like to do once in a while, and now she can't even do that. Not cool. Yeah, right. Yeah, I got the call. When you turn 50, you get the AAP. They start stuffing your mailbox when you hit 50. Everybody's telling each other to settle down. There you go. Discounts at thrift stores are the best. Look at them with the thumbs up. You could take that to the bank. Correct. It's inventory. Yeah, saving up for a rainy day, there's a lot to be said for that as well. I agree. And you would never be in the predicament that I find myself in currently, where you have nothing. So lesson learned. That's how I'm thinking of this whole venture, is that this is now a lesson. I actually wrote it down on a piece of paper. Never find yourself devoid of postcards again. We just sold a beer stein, everybody. Hold on. See, I don't just list postcards or print ads. I have other stuff, like beer steins Or was it an ad? That's funny. It might have been an ad for a beer stein. Hold on. As I say proudly, I have other stuff. Oh, I do have beer steins listed. What's sold? Hold on. Come on. And they even paid. Yeah, that's funny. It was a beer stein ad, everybody. Sorry. For Lufthansa. You know what? We're going to show this. You know why we're going to show this? Because when I go on Whatnot and I have lots of 10 ads that start at like a lousy $10, I want to show everybody just how much. Hold on, let me just catch up. Never drank your entire knife. Really? Good. Exactly, Connie. That's what I'm saying. It's protection. It's insurance. It's an insurance policy. That's what it is. You're 2 months into being a drinker. Well, welcome, welcome. I'm not a drinker. I used to be not a drinker, but years ago. But when I was in my late teens, early 20s, I probably told this story. I'm sorry, but I was in a band after I used to work in Manhattan, and I met some friends and we formed a band, like just a cover band that did, music, always good level, but we played some music. Well, we became what's called a house band, which means like a regular band that plays every single Friday in Manhattan at this place called Stone Street Cafe, which was on Stone Street. And, in those days you feel invincible and all that stuff. It's true. And I would, play these shows for 2-3 hours a night. And they used to just give you drinks for free because you were the bar band, and then you get paid something. So I would find myself drinking beer exactly like nowadays you would drink water, just to refresh myself and keep my voice. So I have no idea how many beers I used to, and that was the water. And then I'd have, Scotch and Coke and JD and Coke and all that stuff when I wanted to actually have a drink. So my tolerance was through the roof, and I would drink and drink and drink and drink until like when my kids started, born and everything, I stopped. And it never became like an addictive thing. It was a musician thing. It was to keep my throat cool. Instead of water, we drink beer. So Connie has enough about it, but yeah, that's all right. You can't be in a position like, learn from my mistakes, people. You think you've only sold one $6 postcard today? I guess it's slowing down, right? An ugly pirate mug. Yeah, mine, it's funny. Sorry, mine wasn't a stein. I'm going to show you the ad, though. That's okay. Welcome, welcome. Yes. Power sellers on eBay. Yeah. Well, again, it's your choice to be on the platform or not. That's for sure. Yeah, right? Exactly. You drink. And again, believe me, it defeats the whole purpose, because alcohol dries out your vocal cords and dries things out. So even though you think you're getting this refreshing, the beer, the carbonation almost that's in beer. It's not really carbonation, but you know what I mean? That fizzle feeling when you drink beers. I'd had a very long time in the studio Saturday. I wanted to be not stuck, but we were there for like 8 or 9 hours, and I missed my Whatnot that night. But thankfully, John and Ben stepped in and replaced. I really appreciate that. But anyway, I was stuck in the studio, and I found myself, we had the same thing, and they were just giving us beers. So I was like, chug, 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 singing songs, chug. So it's like riding a bike, everybody. Yeah, it's kind of sweet of her. Bless your little old heart. Cleared my throat and helped my nerve. There you go. So I never suffered from nerves. That was all Ben. Well, kudos to Ben. I wrote him and thanked him, but thank you to Ben. I apologize. I don't like to commit to something, but I was worried about it because I'm sure you heard on Friday. Remember, I was telling everybody I had to go into the studio. We have this new show, which I'm excited about. And I thought I'd be back in time, but I was still in New Jersey when I was supposed to go on live. So that's why I wrote them. And I'm like, Mayday, Mayday. Let me show you guys this one that sold quick. Present, share. Here's the one that just sold, everybody. When I read it quickly, when it popped on my screen, I thought it was an actual beer stein, but it turns out to just be a good old fashioned, and that's a newer ad for me. 68 Lufthansa, a very famous German airline. Girl is showing off some attributes there. Vacation Wonderland in Jiminy. $15, baby. plus $4.50 shipping. Sheet of paper. We might have even listed it on a show. I don't remember this specific one. Yes, Lori's saying that I should have had cleavage in the description. They say a picture says 1,000 words, Lori, so it says at least 2 in this case. So there you go, everybody. 15 bucks, 15 buckaroos plus the shipping of $4.50. Sheet of paper. There's I always have this going, the free shipping thing if you buy 2 or more. And what I will do, because this is a first time buyer, I probably might have revealed their name accidentally, but I'm going to go in and I'm going to send them a little thank you message through eBay and say, hey, are you a collector of airline memorabilia? Something like that. And see if we could turn this purchase into a couple more. Anyway, there you go. A little live on the show sale. Always a good thing. You going to AC? Oh, man. Have fun. The studio we played in was in, Long Branch. Not Long Branch. Long Branch? LBI, they call it. I wound up driving through Atlantic City. Is it LBI? I think that's the town I was in the studio. So I was just there. Friday night. All day Friday into Friday night. But you see, everybody, $15 for an ad. For a German airline. Long Beach Island, yeah. That's where I was. Well, in that area anyway. Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun. We played in Atlantic City. I haven't gone to Atlantic City for entertainment, like just to go in definitely over 20 years. Probably since like the mid-90s. I don't like the area. It's not the nicest area. If you're on the strip where all the casinos are, that's cool, but the surrounding areas are kind of shady. I much prefer Vegas. Not that Vegas is exactly a parish or anything, but I like Vegas better. But then again, Vegas is a 4-hour flight or whatever, and Atlantic City is just a couple hours driving, right? For you, probably. Well, if the drinking game is how many times am I going to say postcards? One more time, folks. I need some more postcards. Best heroin on the coast. Yeah, exactly. Welcome, Tommy. Yeah, to say it's shady is being polite. We play so many shows. It's funny. We played some casinos in Atlantic City, but the last few years we've avoided it like the plague. Avoided the area like a plague. We play a lot of shore towns, but not in Atlantic City proper anyway anymore, really. Yeah, he would have had fun. We had a spammer going on for a couple of minutes, but CJ and some others, sharpshooters, took care of him, at least for now. What are you going to do, right? Byproduct of being on YouTube, unfortunately. Thanks, everybody, for their patience when dealing with that kind of nonsense. Who was just saying before, it doesn't go away. If you're watching on certain platforms, apparently, even if we try to block them and all that, you still see it. But what are you going to do? Some people are very bored. Well, that was cool to sell an ad live on the show. It'd be nice if I could sell a postcard on the show, so I could at least get a little fix of postcard action. Big fan of the estate sales. We don't go to South Jersey too much, but yeah, I'm sure they are there. That's the thing in this area. I'm born and raised in New York, and I never did the thrifting or reselling thing while I lived in New York, so I don't know what it's like to thrift there. But since moving to this spot I find myself in southern Pennsylvania, estate sales are definitely the way to go. That's my primary source of inventory gathering is in estate sales, without question, bar none. And now recently, whatnot. But as far as physically going to something, like you'll never see a garage sale. I opened the show with that too, but you'll never see a garage sale or a yard sale or what's the church sales? There's church sale and they call it rummage sale. Never. Maybe in the spring there's a handful, but that's about it. No, it's just entertainment, Kelly. But I really am. I do miss. I want postcards. I want my postcards. I listed 400 and I listed about 500, right? Or almost 500 so far, Tommy. But I'm out, and I just totally underestimated how fast it would be to list them, and I'm out of postcards. I picked up a lot last night on eBay, throwing caution at the wind, see what happens. 500, so I'll have another 500 in a few days, and I will be definitely attending Popeye's Whatnot auction tomorrow night, 8 o'clock. Probably pick up some more. So the addiction shall be fed again in a few days, but it's just this handful from Monday to Thursday or Friday, let's say, postcard lists. Not inventory, not empty, not missing any other inventory. Tons of other stuff, just no postcards to list, which makes me sad. I flew through it. I don't know about that, but 400 something. 400, what was the count? 420 something listed? Which I'm very happy about. I do enjoy them. I do enjoy the listing process even at this point. I enjoy the whole thing. I enjoy the scanning. I like it. What are you going to do? I do. I like it. And then we just sold an ad a couple of minutes ago, live on the air, that I foolishly thought was an actual beer stein. Turns out it was just an advertisement for a beer stein. I even got rid of those greeting cards that was the last batch that I listed, I'm pretty sure. With the greeting cards, I kind of held them off till the end. Greeting meaning like the birthday, the happy Easter. I have a bunch of Easter, happy Easter. I don't have any Halloween. A couple of Christmas. But a lot of generic, best wishes. Remember, I showed you guys the folder the other night, right? Friday night. Well, they're all empty now, unfortunately. They're listed. And they're listed dirt cheap because they're junk cards. I didn't really want, but I'd rather just, even if they're $4 or whatever, just list them, get rid of them, and try to get some more quality. That's my philosophy. Makes them sad. Yeah, right. There's a few videos about that, right? I bought them all is the title always. I bought them all. Does make me sad. Your new scanner arrives. Now that's exciting. Good stuff, man. I know you have plenty. You're in a similar boat as Connie, right? Where you just kind of stacked up a bunch that you've been picking up all summer and you're just opening them. Now, when you go to, both of you guys, for Connie too, when you find, like, when you say, oh, I'm going to go look at one of these boxes I picked up in May or something, do you go in any sort of order? Like, or you just pick a box? You don't care if it's the one that you picked up in May or the one you picked up last week. You just pick up a box, or do you go kind of chronologically and pick up the one that's been sitting there the longest? You just judge by the amount of dust on the box, right? Mary has been bitten. Mary has been bitten. Was that a typo? Take the knife, Led. Absolutely. Take the hatchet, Jeff. Have a great night. Take care of Mom. Thank you for showing up, Kelly. Just quickly had an image of you scanning with both hands. Even have zero clue what they actually look like. Yes, exactly. I was saying that earlier, Jay Smith, that I might have to take, rather than waiting this incredible 3-4 days that it's going to take to get these cards, I might have to take a ride tomorrow. I'm going to be out there anyway at noon. Sherlock gets his grooming thing. I'm going to have like an hour to kill. You know what I mean? A little Google action. Google, where is the closest antique mall? Pop my head in. You never know. I might find some like really cool spot. You're saving for when you're in a nursing home? Yeah, I know. I'm a very recent, I up until a couple of weeks ago, with very few exceptions, I probably listed like 20 postcards in my life up until 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, whatever it was when I first started getting them. I really enjoy them. I enjoy them a lot. I would have been in a very similar boat as you, like saying, postcards, who cares? But now I like them. They sell. They're easy to list. For you, it's either which buy did I overpay and need to make back? Yeah, that's a great point, right? Typo, no problem, Hensley. Kelly says, usually what topic do I want to list? Yeah, you've been selling a lot of motels. Cool. Did you have any of those multi-views like we had on Friday, the one that sold? The multi-view hotels that we all learned about? Any TV on in the motels? I heard those are good. I know they're good. Be playing up in Allentown on Friday, the first show. I think it's like 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Allentown, Pennsylvania. Then driving east about an hour to Bedminster, New Jersey, to play with my new oldies band. First show, debut show with the new band. So that should be a lot of fun. That's why we spent most of Friday in a studio rehearsing and going over set lists. It'll be cool. It's been a long time since I've done stuff that's not Beatle related, so it'll be fun. Just a little change of pace. We have like 60 songs we have ready to roll. It's a 3-hour show. Well, 3-hour show with like a 10-minute break, like 50 minutes on, 10-minute break, 50 minutes on, 10-minute break, 50 minutes on. Go home. Holy cow. Well, thank each and every one of you for watching. I appreciate it very, very much. If you have a moment and you haven't done so already, please leave a pinky up down below. I would really appreciate that. It helps the video. No TV on. A bunch of multi-view. Cool. Yeah. Any Jersey Shore / Delaware Shore / Maryland Shore / what's another good shore town or shore state? No problem. Take your time. And again, one of the huge benefits of being somebody here that's checking out my show is now that I have my own my own worth point. If you guys need anything looked up, I'd be happy to help out, like we were doing all the time on the Monday night shows. If anybody has anything, I now have my own subscription. You pick the ones that will sell quickly to try and make your money back, which is what most people do with almost anything they buy in bulk, postcards or not. It's a very smart philosophy. Just got 1,000 California. Cool. 80 of them sold 10, made back your money. There you go. That's how it's done right there. Purple Sorko. That's the blueprint right there for success. You can replace the word postcard with anything. When you do bulk purchases like that, you try to cherry pick. You find the ones to get your money back ASAP, and the rest is profit, right? Good job. Love your train case. Swanson, Swinson, Swisher, Samsonite. The Biden postcards from the 1800s. A huge. That's funny. From when he was in college in 1873. I did my first 50 postcard drafts. There you go. Yeah, I just welcome to the show, Nostalgia Pick. I think you just joined, or maybe you were lursting, whatever the word is. I just went with the subscription yesterday, actually, because in doing the research for my mighty 400 whatever cards I listed, I found it to be Kelly had suggested you really should get it, so I did. I got it. It's $26 a month or something, which is fine. Absolutely fine. It's an investment. And again, it's not just for postcards, but it's handy for postcards for sure. You found an ad with TV on? Absolutely. I mean, that's what John told me when I was doing one of my ad listing shows. John and Kelly might have both mentioned there's a term called TV on. And a bunch of people pounced and said, yeah, TV on, TV on. I hadn't heard of it. But yeah, that's a thing, Laurie. So I would absolutely imagine it's a good thing to mention. I think I mentioned this Friday or maybe last Monday. I sold an ad with Joe Louis, the boxer. A very early television ad from the 40s, and it had TV on, and I put that into the ad. And no joke, it sold like a day or two later. It had been listed for a period. I used that verbiage in there. I put TV on, and bam, it sold for good money too. So there's definitely something to that. There's people that collect that TV on thing. Why? I have no idea. None whatsoever. That's how you ended up with 500,000 in backstock. Cherry picked the big money makers and left out the 5,000. Yeah. And now you give them away on whatnot. So your backstock has wound up being quite a blessing. You have a ton of China and silver. Also, so really, it is time invested. Yeah. Well, and I would imagine items like that would certainly warrant a Worth Point subscription. So if you have the means, Nostalgia Pick, I like it. I had seen it a lot with Travis doing the shows. If you guys were, I don't know how many of you were on the show then, but when we used to do the Monday Night Chat shows, a good portion of the show was devoted to looking up people's requests on Worth Point. So now I have my own. You want to cherry pick cards, decide to just create drafts in order tonight and take your photos and go live, trying to find a rhythm. Great. What a great word, a rhythm. Exactly. I found my own little rhythm so far. Again, only 400 cards, but it's a to me, if you start off with good habits, like I mentioned a couple weeks ago, which I think I'm in now, and I have my little, thanks to John and Popeye's videos, I have my inventory system, which is going to be the same thing. I'm just about filled with my first, not quite, a little extra room now. I probably have like one or two more of those plastic things I can fit in my first Sterilite box. That'll be filled. My first tub is almost complete. But it's once you have that in place, it's just scaling it. I don't care if I have 400 or 40,000. It's going to be the same exact process. So I'm very glad I got into that, from the word go when it comes to postcards. I have a really nice system with my print ads, which I have many, 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 like I said, definitely over 100,000. And it's the same process, whether it's one ad or 100,000 ads. Crucial to have a good inventory management system in place. Invest in worthwhile. Yeah, absolutely. I think if you're selling things like that, it would be definitely money well spent. One day you will be able to cherry pick. Right now, every card should be either 2 to 200. Yeah. You think it happens in every niche? I have a few thousand pairs of shoes starting that probably will be doing that. Yeah, exactly. Yep. And, to Tommy's point and to Popeye's point, to everybody's point, when you buy in bulk, you're going to you cherry pick, you hope you're going to have a good amount that make good money, make your money back, and make you some profit. You can have a lot of junk, whether it be shoes, whether it be records, whether it be anything that we buy in bulk. And that's the name of the game. So you do have to kind of cherry pick and make your money, and then the rest is just gravy, but the rest winds up piling up. I definitely get that. Yeah, I know you do. You're very meticulous with your time and your spreadsheets and all that, which is pretty cool. Yep, goals, they call that. Hey, Carl, what's going on, man? Yeah, we got on at 7, so we're like 2 hours and 15 minutes, just warming up, I'm not listening tonight. It's just it's a chat show. But I throw this out to you, Carl. I don't know if you have WorthPoint, but if anybody has anything they'd like me to look up, I'd be happy to look up for you, because I just got my own subscription yesterday. I can't let it just sit. And since I have no cards to look up, might as well help somebody else that might need some help. All right, scoot gently. Scoot gently. Turn the light on. The only times I've almost killed myself, I have a flight of stairs to navigate here to get to the basement. I work on my basement. And although we have a lighting fixture at the landing at the top of the basement, I often just run down the stairs with the light off, because we always have some kind of light on down here. And once or twice I've slipped and almost killed myself. So I think it's a good idea as we age to put one foot in front of the other and take care on a staircase, because boy, could they be lethal if you slip and you crack your neck, break your back, all that kind of good stuff. So proceed with caution on the staircases, everybody, in case you didn't know. Cool. Scoot away. Curated lots all ready to list fast. Well, sure, that's the dream. Are you a postcard guy as well, Jim, or are you just saying in general? Your cat gets the scoots? Yeah. Especially when he's lursting, right? Yeah, again, I throw it out there. If anybody has anything they'd like me to look up, I would be happy to look it up. If you don't, then so be it. They had a couple of different membership options. I just went with I want to be able to look up comps. They had some other thing. I don't remember what it was. Maps, it's called, or something. And they have vaulting options. I just want to look up comps. But I've had a WorthPoint account for a couple of years, actually. I just never, I had that, again, that free trial thing where you get like 7 lookups for free. And since I'm doing the postcard thing, I most definitely see a value in having this. Answer the bad stuff still averages $4 a pair. There you go. I keep it because my sauce could disappear at any time. Yep. That's why people stock up. You compete against me about oh, do you really? Okay. It's not competition. Cool. Yeah, everybody has different names on YouTube versus whatnot. It's funny. Not everybody, but a lot of people do. Oh, says Kelly. Yeah, Popeye likes to stir the pot. Nah, not at all. I just want to pick up some postcards. I'm not looking to cut throats. Not at all. Now, I have heard Connie's a ringer in these things. Not saying she's cutting throats, but I've heard she's a ringer, and she's a force to be reckoned with in auctions, be it Popeyes or anybody else that is foolish enough to present postcards for auction. Connie will make it tough. See, oh, look at this. She's foaming at the mouth already, Connie. She's like, bring it on. You did. I saw that. Well, the Jersey one for sure. I didn't see which other ones you had. Anyone have any tips on researching a lot of 50 French? Well, I'll tell you what. If you have one and you want me to look at all right, work mode has been engaged. Proceed, call. Having just picked up my subscription to WorthPoint, if you'd like, if you have anything like written on the card, I don't know if anybody, Kelly, can you look up French postcards on WorthPoint? If you can, I'd be happy to try to help you with a couple. Yeah. Oh, well, Steve's another one. He's a stockpiler as well. Oh, yeah. You know, he already said at least 3 hours tomorrow night. He's always on, you're not going to get gypped at a Popeye auction. You got several hours guaranteed. And I would think in that period of time, you're going to win some, Lori. You just got to kind of be persistent and stay in there. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Connie does not play in a postcard auction. If she wants it, she's getting it. Oh, God, here we go. You listed New York and Pennsylvania. I thought from July. It was a pleasant surprise to have them sorted alphabetically. It must have come from a collection. Oh, beautiful. That's kind of cool. Yeah, when you get them already pre-sorted. Very nice. I'll tell you what, Nostalgia Picker, he had a California lot that I picked up a couple weeks ago. And I can speak from experience. Very, very nice. And they were all bagged already. They're is that the term, bagged? When they're in the little sleeved. Got to get my terms correct. They were all sleeved, which is kind of cool. Pain in the neck to unsleeve them, to list them, to scan them, but that's okay. They were shipped with great care. No, I agree. Trust me. Because you're going to get your money back many times over. Right, Connie? Yep, if she wants it, she's getting them. Oh, yeah? French risque. You're willing to share the wealth once in a blue moon? Yeah, I dig the views. I like linens for some reason. I like linen postcards. I just like linen postcards. I like the look of them. I like them. I like the period that they represent, that they cover. Del Camp for foreign. Okay. Those are from my one source who now sells only sells holidays. Don't ever people want to cry when they get outbid. Probably. They might not state it in the chat, but I'm sure they're punching the wall or doing something else. Carl is fully engaged in work mode, and we have dead silence in the air for like 30 seconds. He's probably thinking, "What have I done?" Carl, if you have anything you want us to look up, I'd be happy to check it out. Just sold a Catalina Island, California postcards, courtesy of Popeye's Postcard Show. So let's bring this bad boy up. There's 2 sales in the bank during the show. Pretty cool. But we get to look at a postcard. So hang on. Let's see. I don't remember what I listed for. I have no idea right now. You are funny. Should I show who bought this? That's funny. I'm going to pause on this. Hold on. We did just sell a postcard, though. Yeah. And there's all sorts of strategies with any auction, but definitely an online auction. A lot of people wait till like the last like couple of seconds and try to get their bid in so they don't show the hand early. But it's an auction. That's right. Yeah, horn. Listing Pokemon Master Trainer Borg. Oh, way to go, man. Exactly. It's all business. All's fair in love, war, and whatnot, right? Hey, Sparky Holden, welcome. Hello, you have to be in New York. Yes, absolutely. Born and bred. Everybody has an accent, Sparky. Welcome to the show. No matter what part of the planet on, you have an accent. But you think everybody else does. So, yeah, cool. I think a few people are doing that. Kelly probably tripled your money on those cards in less than 2 weeks. Could have 30 times your money. My God. When you meet new thrifting friends, I warn them it's all for themselves when the fresh card comes out. Long Island, beautiful. Nice. I'm from Staten Island, born and raised in Staten Island. But I spent many Beaujolais evening in Long Island. I used to play shows all the time on Long Island. Had a good friend that lived in Franklin Square, if you know where that is, in Nassau. And we have friends now that live in Lake Grove, which is kind of the mid-island in Suffolk County. But welcome to the show, Sparky. You have 2 or 3 more boxes. Cool. Yeah, they're good sell. They're really cool cards. Anyway, we did just sell a Catalina Island card. Thank you very much for your purchase. Hey, Laura, how you doing? You're in upstate? Cool. Whereabouts? It's a putty cat, everybody. Look at the putty cat and go, ah. Beautiful picture. Half of the thrifting drama is when someone takes something in their niche. Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you very much for, I hope you enjoyed them. If you have any questions or anything, feel free. Leave a comment in the video. It's great to have you. Hopefully you're a subscriber too. If you're not, please consider subscribing. Still mired in the 800s, but we'll get there. We will get there. And we will have a lot of fun when we get there, everybody. We're going to have a fun show when we get to we finally break the elusive 1,000 mark. We will all celebrate together. And then I start reaping in that 15. What is it, 15 cents a day, Popeye? I think he said a solid 15 cents. Granted, a nickel has to go to Dawn, but, you know, I should net about a dime a day on YouTube once I get to that number. Can't wait. But anyway, welcome to the show. Thank you very much. I'm glad you enjoy the videos. I enjoy doing them. Webster, I don't know what that is. Again, it always comes back to playing shows just because I play all over the country. We play in Binghamton a lot. Oneonta is the school. Was there a school, Oneonta? Syracuse. I used to go when I was a kid. We grew up in Staten Island. We used to go to Bear Lake. Bear Lake, is that what it's called? Bear Lake? The Bear Mountain. All the time. But welcome to the show, Laura. Box says backs. That's like a Boston thing. That's a New England thing, Don. The cat and Crocs. You might be getting 35 cents. That's true. Yeah, well, that was a bonus. Exactly. If you do 2 videos in a day, you get kicked up to the next tier. Working for that nickel. Oh, I know y'all. Please. Remember, you get back pay. All this is, it doesn't just start at the, I'm keeping tabs on your nickels. I am. You get back pay. Once we go live, we hit the 1,000. It's funny. The thing is, you guys can all tell me, anybody who's monetized now on YouTube, I think, you hit your 1,000. I'm sure it takes a period of time. I would never be satisfied because the next day you might be back to $9.99. Like I want like 1,020 to feel comfortable that, okay, I'm here to stay. And then I think you wait a period of time and they send you an email or something and you could start getting monetized. But that nickel goes all the way back. It's retro to February. So you might have, you're getting dangerously close to $1 at this point, Dawn. So keep up the good work. But again, maintain that level. The bar is up here, Dawn. Yeah, that's true. It's definitely good for the postcard thing that I'm into now, though, Carl. So, again, just know that it's always out there as an option when I'm on. I'd be happy to help anybody that wants. Next talk chest. Okay, cool. Yes, then she talks like, yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, the backs. Yeah, they have that. It's almost a Midwestern. It's funny because I guess theoretically it's so far west. The Midwest has that accent. Chicago, you know what I'm saying? It's not Chicago. They say everything's air. But again, everyone has an accent. Whether you know it or not, you do. And an accent is a relative term. Anybody who doesn't live in your area and speak like you is going to think you have an accent. Thanks again. Nice to jump in. Kids are crazy. Oh, no praise. No. I was reading crazy. No problem. Yes, that's for sure. It's a great community. And thanks so much for being part of it, Sparky. Enjoy the kids. Have fun. Take care of them. There you go. In the money. One listed. One listed is better than none listed, right? You thought worth pointing? It wasn't me necessarily, Dawn. It was Travis said he saw in a Facebook group that he was a part of. They didn't specify my channel or our show. They just said that in general to try to refrain from doing that. So I've been refraining for a couple of months, right? No accents in California, says Nasaja. Right. That's true. It's such a generic place. Calling you. Exactly. The big Canadian. It's so simple to spot things when you're, again, when a different area. Like the Canadian thing is so prevalent. Like there's so many words. It's interesting. There's a very interesting study of accents, or like I guess it's sort of a sociology thing to see, like, if we're just talking about English anyway, even within England, there's 1,000 accents, English accents, but in the US, like how do these accents, like where they derive from, why they're the way they are. It's really interesting. Right. Cameron. Cameron does. That's true too. No, but it was a Travis was telling me it was a post by WorthPoint that said, please refrain from. Basically, we were doing live lookup, so I was bringing up the interface on WorthPoint, and somebody was saying, "Can you look up a 1910 whatever?" And we type it in and do the research online. So again, I don't know if they were pointing me out. I don't think so. I think it was just a generic thing. But maybe there were several people doing that, and they just asked politely to please not do that. So I did refrain for a while, but now I have my own subscription and take a pound salt. eBay Thrifties Group? Okay, cool. And I could see that too up until this last week or two, Carl, when I started researching the postcards. And I'm going to, again, 500 more on the way. God knows how many from Popeye tomorrow. God knows how many I find in my travels tomorrow, antique mall hunting. But yeah, I see a value at this point now that I really think it's beneficial to have just another tool to look up comps. Because I'm not at the point, and I know Connie and other people have said, like, you never really get to that point necessarily. You probably get better at it, but I'm not at the point where I can see a card and go, yeah, that's $5, that's $10. You know, I need to look them up. So for me, it's worth it to have it. I might not need it forever, but for now, for 25, 26 bucks, it's fine with me. Who even Facebooks? Oh no. When you were a cashier, you were always told if I really grew up around here. Oh, you were asked if you grew up around there? What do you apologize for? That would be the dumbest thing for you. Yeah, exactly. You would think that too, but I don't even know what their gripe was. But did you see the post, Lori? It was a post from Worth Point. It was mostly aimed at people in the group. Okay. Yeah, and like I said, Travis warned me on the air. I think he told us, right? We were doing a show, or he might have said it before the show. He was like, hey, let's not show that, because it was his subscription. I understand. He was probably getting nervous that the Worth Point Gestapo were going to be knocking on his door. He probably didn't want that. But Tommy's right. Like, it's free publicity. You would think people would say, you might turn on, if you have a decent following in your show, if you have hundreds of people watching using Worth Point, you might turn on 20 people to subscribe, right? So, whatever. It's like 40 for us. Oh, really? Those Canadians, money grubbing government you got up there. Let me just tell you, at least a tub worth. There you go. Apparently, Laura, everybody does. The Thrifters group. See, like Lori's publicizing the Thrifters group right now, free of charge, right? Yeah, and that's fine. That's a healthy approach. Like I said, I might not need it for that long. I mean, I don't know, but at this point, I could see there's value for me. Always comes down to what works for you in your business, what tools you want, what tools you think you need. And you're right. I mean, you're not obligated. You're not, suckered into like a year contract or anything. It's month by month. So definitely worth it. I like it. Yeah. If you're indigenous to Rochester, boy, oh boy. Vegetable water. A few tubs is fine. In one sitting, you mean? Or just in a tub would be, what did John say? 650, 700, something like that? 500 to 600 cards, whatever it is. That would triple my current stash, right? No, that would double my current stash. You were the one who told me that. Okay, thank you, Lori. Yep. Yeah, and then Travis told me too, and he was like, I guess he got a little nervous because it was his subscription sort of on the line or whatever. I don't know. I definitely understand that though. You saw 2 subscriptions. They were both 45. No, mine's I'll tell you right now what I have, but I won't post it because I might get the Gestapo after me. Mine's like 26. I have does it tell you what your subscription? Yes, your subscription. Price Guide Premium Monthly Membership, $26.99. You have currently a fully paid Price Guide Premium Monthly Membership, $26.99. I got it yesterday, October 9th. Next charge will be November 9th. So yeah, $27 plus tax. It was like 28 and change. But that's the membership. Worth Point Gestapo. It's not a t-shirt. Not an option on mine. What's $23.99? Maybe pricing is different. Yeah, it's $26.99. That's what I have. Everything goes up, Kelly. In case you didn't notice. People are asking people in the group to check Worth One. I got you. So that's different. Maybe it wasn't necessarily pointing out people that were showing the website on YouTube. Yep, Price Guide Premium Month. Exactly. There you go, Carl. Yeah, I need to be a member of the Tub Club. Do you get a free bag of candy corns or something to be seasonal, Popeye? That's what I would do if I was giving out tubs of postcards. Throw a free bag of candy corn in October. In November, everybody gets a free turkey. No, I'm kidding. You go to A&P. You guys have A&P out there? It might be another regional thing, but A&P, very famous supermarket chain. One of the oldest. Atlantic and Pacific is what it stands for. They used to have a thing where if you spent X amount on food in the month of November, you get a free turkey. You just subscribed, Nostalgia? Cool. Yeah, $26.99. Of course you do. You probably got grandfathered into something if you've been on for a while. Yep, I just signed on yesterday. You got to drop down to your level. You're paying too much. You pay, yeah. There's a good point. You have the ability to buy an annual, and it saves you whatever the math is. So 200 for the year, and I'm paying 27 times 12 is what? 324. So that's a pretty substantial savings. And you have the same the lookup, whatever it was called that I just said. Purple Socko. 5 or 6 years. Yep. Worthopedia. That's when I saved the website. It says Worthopedia price guide for antiques, art, and collectibles. Even though it's worth point, the thing saves as Worthopedia. They might just change stuff. You were confused. They also have marks in the library. Yeah, I didn't know what that was either. I didn't know what the marks thing. Maps. Well, something said maps. Yeah, I mean, again, if you want to look into the details, I didn't go that deep. I just wanted the ability to look up comps, which is what this 27 plus tax allows for. I haven't, Laura. I don't know if anybody here does the clothing thing, but please do help out, Laura, if you know. And maybe I'll go that route, Purple Socko. If I see long-term a long-term need for it, I certainly will. Right now, I figured I would just kind of do the month-by-month thing and see if it's something that's going to stick. And then it obviously makes a lot of sense to go the annual way. Save a lot of money. That's a big difference. What was it? 324 versus 200. I don't know. Does anybody know what the Markston Library is? Oh, maybe that's why. Maybe that, again, you might get quote unquote grandfathered, you know? Maybe they don't raise your rate if you buy annual. I don't know. I wish it was like that and everything. We have Disney World annual passes, which go up pretty. You get a discount for renewing, but it's still more money every year. Still ends up being you pay more. Oh, really? Okay. There you go. Dawn says it would be for ceramics and stuff. Carl is diligently working on listing number 3 as we speak, folks. Let's see, 27 over 45. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And it's extremely intuitive. It's a very easy site to use. I got to see it with Travis for several months. So it's very simple. Enter search term, search. Much to my chagrin, you notice, everybody, they don't have a postcard section. Like when you go into categories, they have advertising, which I like. Alcohol and smoking, antiquities, which I guess maybe that's where we find ourselves. Oh, no, book, paper, and magazines. There you go. Ceramics, coins, entertainment, ethnic, folk, and Native American art, fine art, firearms and accessories, fraternal political organizations, furniture and furnishings, glass, jewelry, metals, militaria and weapons, natural history, sports, stamps, textiles, clothing and accessories, tools, toys, dolls, games, and puzzles, transportation and vehicles, and then uncategorized. Or as they say on Whatnot, and whatnot. The category on Whatnot when they don't have a category is and whatnot, which is actually pretty funny. It's clever. You'd want a coupon to switch to a different plan. Yeah, maybe. Never, having worked in certain places, never, if you've been a member of anything, but in this case, we'll talk about WorthPoint. I don't know if they offer this, but it never hurts to ask, folks, or a cell phone company for sure. Ask them to return the favor for your commitment to their product over a period of time. If you have somebody that's been on WorthPoint for 10 years, you make a call, you send an email, or whatever you got to do nowadays. You say, hey, I've been a loyal member for 10 years. Thank you so much for your loyalty. Yeah, listen, I'm thinking about upgrading to whatever membership. Can I get a discount for my loyalty or whatever? It's good practice to do across multiple products, but it works more often than it doesn't. Never hurts to ask. Just ask for the discount. Ask, can you guys, I've been good to you for 10 years. What can you do for me? And you'll be surprised. It definitely works with cell phone companies, and cable companies and all that kind of stuff. You just have to ask. They have retention departments that will bend over backwards to keep you, to retain you, your business. A research library and marks a library. Okay. Oh, yeah? Okay, so again, for you, it pays, right? You pay $250 a year, which is, up calculators, $20, still less than I'm paying. It's only $21 a month plus tax. And mine's 27 plus tax. Definitely makes sense if you know you're going to keep the product for a while to go the annual route, if you have the means to do so. Some sales. So you got grandfathered into a nice discount on 6-bit too. Oh, cool. You gave him a little I love 6-bit quote. There you go. Yeah, it pays to stroke the ego of these companies sometimes. It really does. Seriously, folks, if you call customer service or whatever and just say, you want a discount, ask for a discount. You stroke them a little bit and say you really enjoy the product. You've been a loyal customer for X amount of time, and you'd like to know if there are any discounts available to return the favor, sort of. It works. If you think about it, it's only right, too. Kind of like as eBay sellers, I know for me anyway, I absolutely often offer volume discounts if somebody wants to buy 25 ads instead of one. Yeah, I'll cut the price substantially, too. $57.50. Looks like the library is a collection of digitized books about antiques. Oh, wow. Okay, so you have access to a library. That's kind of cool. You do use Eat that Mark recommends. That's 60 for the year. I like that it pulls all the details automatically. I'm not sure what that is. If you care to expand upon that. Is it another site? Eat? Good question. Worst case, Control F. Slash Becca. Let's search for a term. Eat is easy auction track. Cool. I never heard of it. Everybody know about that? Number 3 in the books. Way to go, Carl. And that same time frame that you've been starting, Kelly would have about 25 at least listings. I probably have about 20, 15 postcards, not everything else. Cool. I don't know. Anybody else know what E8 with Easy Auction Tracker is? I have not heard of it until just now. Well, speaking of, I still have 6-bit up. Let me close that. Using resources for no reason. I'm only kidding. You probably listen much more sophisticated stuff. It uses a macro to pull all your data from eBay and then uses pivot tables and graphs to show your data. Okay. Oh my God, excuse me as I yawn publicly. Sorry, folks. It's almost 10 o'clock. Long day. A long day of no postcards. That'll make you sleepy. Oh, man. Well, in all fairness, Nostalgia Picker, I'm using this third-party tool right now. I'm on a membership, trial membership for the month of October, and I know for sure I'm going to go for the full membership. But it's light years faster because I'm not putting any specifics in. So it's 2 pictures, which are scanned in seconds on the duplex scanner. It's upload 2 pictures, put a title, put a price, and list. So it goes by really, really quickly. The print ads is same thing as far as, I scan them and all. You've seen on the shows, scan them. But although I'm much slower on the shows because we're doing a show and we're discussing minutia on the ad and what words should we use. When I'm by myself, I list them pretty fast, but I fill out all the specifics on that. So there's no comparison. The postcard thing, because they don't require any specifics, I'm not putting them. I was advised by 2 people that I trust. Not advised, but they don't do it, and they're having great success. So I figured I will do the same. And same thing. I'm getting sales. I'm getting views just as I would get if I put them in, really quickly. I sold one Friday on the air that I just listed that 2 hours before with no specifics. So anyway, long answer to the question is the postcards blow away anything for me so far as amount, quantity that I could list quickly. AKA bookkeeping. Yeah, that's cool. All functions. You can use these books just like you would conduct a normal search. There you go. There's the answer to the question, courtesy of Dawn Wright. And they're books on various sorts of antiquities. Mark has a video on it. There you go. It's based in Excel. Very friendly, very user friendly. I think it syncs daily. I do it quick. That is very cool. Long live copy and paste, says Dawn. You can even jot down notes and bookmark. Very good. Very good. All right, Jim. Have a great night. Thanks for popping in. Appreciate it very much. Don't tell him it's tomorrow night, 8 o'clock. Just kidding. Yeah, I got my buying shoes on tomorrow. Not looking cutthroats. I'm really not. I just want to try to get some cool postcards. I'm not going to fight people. It's not that important. Well, yes, it is. Woe is me with no postcards. Yeah, it isn't. And that, what was that? 40 something bucks a month for this, for the added ability to search these guides and stuff. That's kind of cool. I know it sounds silly, but this, I'm assuming this is in addition to what we have, right? You have the regular ability that we have to look stuff up, and in addition to it, you have access to these cool books. Yes, we might engage in fisticuffs, a little brouhaha ensuing. It's always possible. Well, Carl, it all started about it was a snowy day. No, it started with the Whatnot thing when I was doing Whatnot and ads and stuff, and I caught one of Popeye's auctions and saw, I'm sure everybody knows how successful he's been on Whatnot with his postcards. And I did have, in all fairness, I probably listed about 20 or so over the course of a couple of years, which is nothing, obviously, very, very few. I just had no interest in it. At least I didn't think I had an interest in it. But in doing the combination of seeing Popeye's shows on Whatnot and me doing my live listing shows and being very engaged in the advertisements that you've seen me do many, many times, I saw like a little bit of a parallel between them in that the time frames kind of lined up, that I really enjoyed the time frames in the ads that a lot of the old postcards tied back to. The research element I liked. I'm in a Facebook group, which I shared with everybody, which a lot of people enjoyed, that essentially is geared towards researching and identifying locations that exist in old real photo postcards that people don't know. What is this? Where is this? There's a great group there, and it's unbelievable. You post a picture and you say, it could be like tumbleweed with a building that says grocery in like a sepia tone from 1903. And in 5 minutes, somebody will say, "Oh, that's Pittstown, Nebraska." It's amazing. So that kind of piqued my interest too. I just found myself looking at those pictures and thinking they were really cool. Then I wound up picking up some cards on Popeye's thing, and again at this point, I did have my scanner, my duplex scanner, so I was able to get them up really quickly. And I watched Popeye's videos. He has a great series about postcards, everything there is, soup to nuts, how to do postcards, what they are. I also realized that there's a huge collector base, which is great. I also realized that they're very popular. So it was just kind of all those things, if that makes sense, Carl. I was just intrigued at first. And then when I started buying them, I got really into them. And then in my shows, I have so many people that love postcards that are making careers out of listing and selling postcards. So I got to talking with a bunch of them. And that's kind of it. And it's been a very, very recent development for me. And I genuinely enjoy doing them and learning about them. So that's really it. And then there's all those benefits that you'll hear if you're watching these videos, that they're so small, they're very easy to store, they're very cheap to list, and very cheap to ship, very easy to list. All the things. You could justify anything if you like it. But I do. I like them a lot. Cool, Nostalgia Picker. That's awesome. And I still love, again, because a couple people were saying, "Calm down, man, calm down. Don't you have anything else to list?" Because I was going off about the fact that I have no postcards. I have 100,000 plus ads I could list. I do love the ads. I totally love the ads. I do shows. I've developed a whole channel basically around the ads, not neglecting them in any way, shape, or form. I'm really enjoying postcards. It's something new for me. And like anything else, when it's new, you kind of get more pumped up and enthused and want to keep it going. And again, they've been successful as relatively speaking. They've been selling pretty well. I could list, whatever. I don't know what number. I haven't timed myself, but it's a very easy listing process right now with the software and and not having any specifics in there makes it ridiculously easy to list. So all those things, you roll them up all into one, and I'm a completely full-blown addict of postcards. Oh, Mark was just on the show earlier, the Slouch Picker. He goes by SM Postcards on YouTube, and he's a good guy. He was on my show a couple of months ago before the first Paperpalooza, as was John, as was a whole bunch of people. Stuart was on. Paperboy from $1 Million Peddlers was on. We had a great broadcast. If you ever want to check that out, it's a lot of fun. When was that? August, July or August, something like that. We had Paperpalooza, and I did a nice show. We hosted like 10 guests. So check that out if you're interested, if you hadn't seen it. But Mark's a good guy. That's where I met Mark, who equals SM Postcards. There you go. Just started watching him. I only seen one video. Yeah, it's good stuff. You like the quiet research portion, me only identifying creating crafts. It's a rush. Yeah, there's something to that. Savor them a little bit. Yeah, electroshock therapy is what I think I got through. I was put into a port. Dad. And that interruption from Dad was brought to you by... What is this brand called? Herman, imported from Germany, raspberry sucker candies, which have been sitting on my... It looks like there's a dead bug in there, but it's not. It's actually just writing. They're on my desk, but I haven't eaten them since September 15th. But that interruption was brought to you by them. The cross-interest advertising. Yeah, exactly. Yep. Oh, sure. I mean, again, postcards, as if you check out, I definitely highly recommend, check out, Mark has a great channel. Check out Popeye's channel if you haven't seen it already. And his series on postcards specifically. It's in a playlist. You can just search for it. He talks about that. It's, what is it? The number 2 or 3 most popular collectible worldwide, behind like stamps and coins or something to that effect. Or maybe like sports cards are up there now. But it's a super, super popular collectible, which again is more appealing to get into something that's that popular, right? Graham in the RPC group just helped me with a lighthouse. Oh, wow. He contacted a lighthouse expert. Isn't it incredible? It's unbelievable how fast these people swoop into action, too. You post something and like instantaneously you're going to have 10 responses. I've never seen anything like it. Uh-oh. You have some of mine. Cool. You want a Halloween ad from me? I'm also listing this week. Yeah, I definitely got the Halloween stuff up. We're here 3 weeks away. And I will tell you, here's a little insight. It's just not an inside tip. It's something I do. Choose to use it or don't. Something like Halloween, which is so close at this point. If I receive an offer, no, if I have the ability to send offers out, which I do just about every day on print ads for sure. If it is a Halloween print ad or a Halloween item or even a Christmas item at this point, because that's only 2 months out. When I send the, you know how you have like a canned thing when you send an offer, I forgot what it says exactly, but like, here's your chance to get this item, explanation point. I let you know, everybody knows, I hope you could tailor that. You can write whatever you want. That's just what they fill in, the canned thing. When it's this time of year, I'll put in something like if it's a Halloween item, you know, here's your chance to get this item at 20% off and in time for Halloween. It's a good thing to add. Urgency, sense of urgency, right? Act now. Be the first 30 callers and you will get a free toaster, all that kind of stuff. All those gimmicks, they work. People are morons and they fall for that stuff. So things like that. It's not a moronic thing, but it really is. It's true. If you're a Halloween collector or whatever and you're only 3 weeks out, when I send the offers, you know, get it in time for Halloween. And you kind of, you create that sense of urgency. Somebody who wants your item. That works well for me. And you can fill in the blank, not just Halloween, and get it in time for whatever the event is that your item speaks to. So good luck. Get that up. It's only 3 weeks. 6-bit. It's just a listing tool. Cool, cool. Well, again, thank you very much. Yes. And they have, I mean, not so much... Paper goes from Cleveland, so he has the Cleveland. He has the back. Welcome back. But that's the Rochester thing. Instead of back, they say back. Mackinac. Oh, remember didn't I destroy that word? Mackinac, I said. I think Mackinac is in Long Island, actually. It should be. That's a Long Island-esque sounding town. Number 4, way to go. The only one at all. How amazing, yeah. Beautiful. Isn't it amazing, Connie? Like, I've never seen anything like it. I've never seen a group that's that, and really, I mean, again, I hope I don't jinx it, but amazing group of people there too. You never see any nonsense and spam and people fighting and bickering. It's always really cool crap. Mackinac is correct. Okay. I would say stick to listing on eBay before you spend money on listing software. I know some people have success uploading. Oh yeah, sure, exactly. Depends on your level of sophistication when it comes to those things. The CSV files can be a pain in the neck too. Another friend of the channel, Annie. Everybody knows Annie from eBay School on YouTube. She has a really nice series about how to create these CSV files that Kelly speaks of for eBay. So you check her out. She must be going nuts. She's up in Salem right now, and it's the time of year in Salem, so she's probably really busy. Yeah, the long A. Welcome back instead of back. In a nutshell, that's Rochester. That's the accent. The exaggerated A. I want half and half back. But again, everybody has an accent, Laura. So trust me, we're not making fun of anyone because everybody has an accent. You have a restful night's sleep, Lee, and it's a pleasure to have you on. Right back to you. Thank you very much. Pleasure to have you. I think I'm going to be wrapping it up too, folks. It's 10 o'clock. I don't want to break the momentum, though. Calls on working diligently on listing number 5 here. You hate spreadsheets? Yeah, the GoDaddy thing hit a lot of people like a hammer over the head. Deal with it in February. There you go. Go grab one of those boxes that are sitting on the floor that you've had there since April. List. Yeah, guys, I'm gonna call it night. It is 10 p.m. on 10/10, and it's been a lot of fun. I can't wait to get my hands on some more postcards. Everybody go check out Popeye tomorrow night. I'll be there. I'm sure all of us will be there. Just be careful if Connie's in that room. It's going to be a bloodbath, but that's okay. It's all part of the game, and I really appreciate everybody coming in. Seriously, tonight, thank you very much for putting up with my whining, because I really do miss having the cards. It's a strange feeling after a month or so, whatever it's been, 3 weeks. But now I learned, I'm going to avoid it. I'm definitely going to stockpile. Well, thank you very much. Thanks, Laura. And I will not see you Friday. I apologize. Again, I have the 2 Beatles shows Friday. Beatles show and an oldie show. So I'm going to be performing all day Friday. Beautiful weather forecast, which is really nice. So we'll see. I don't know if I might do a Saturday one. I might do it earlier in the week. We'll see. But just look out on the channel. And please do give a thumbs up if you haven't done so already. I'd appreciate that. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. And hit that notification bell icon so you know whenever this Friday show that's not happening Friday will take place. It might be Saturday. We'll see what happens. We'll see how busy I am and what's going on. So I hope you have a wonderful week. Again, if you have any questions or anything, feel free to email me. If anybody wants anything on the next show to be looked up on WorthPoint, if you don't have WorthPoint, I'd be happy to help you out. So again, have a great week, everybody, and take care of yourself. Bye-bye. Good night.